future waits for no one, so we refuse to wait for it. We're not just pilots and engineers, we are pioneers. Today, battles are waged in nanoseconds, and planes are piloted from the other side of the world. We turn night into day and fly missions in space. The future's not coming, it's already here. This is the future. Join us and be the future.
We're at the Creech Air Force Base near Las Vegas, Nevada.
And we've been checking out the MQ-9 Reaper all day, this remotely piloted aircraft.
The best part was we came into the simulator training facility and got a chance to fly them ourselves.
We turned off autopilot a little bit and had them hand fly it.
Without any prior experiences, I thought they did pretty well.
and our count continues to go well. Minus 30. Minus 25 seconds and counting. Minus 20 seconds. Minus 20 seconds and counting. 17 seconds and counting. 15, 14, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Ignition sequence start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The future waits for no one, so we refuse to wait for it. We're not just pilots and engineers, we are pioneers. Today, battles are waged in nanoseconds, and planes are piloted from the other side of the world. We turn night into day and fly missions in space. The future's not coming, it's already here. This is the future. Join us and be the future.
This is DRL, the Drone Racing League. Tonight, the top veterans in the sport fight for survival on a fast but challenging course in a battle of wills in the quest to become world champion.
Welcome to Allianz Field in St. Paul, Minnesota for the second level of our doubleheader. Time is running out in the season, so it's do or die for several pilots.
This is Drone Racing. This is DRL. Welcome to the 2019 DRL Allianz World Championship, the premier international drone racing circuit. We are moments away from the start of semifinal 1 of Level 4 Allianz Field. 6 of the world's best drone racing pilots are entering the cockpit.
Oh, I'm in lucky seat number 3.
It may be mostly smiles now, but 7 heats from now, only half will still be smiling as they move on to the finals. What a stacked first group we have, including Gab 707, who has never missed a finals in his DRL career.
My goal is to lay everything down on the track and come back with no regrets. I'm coming out to give it all.
And Duncan, who dominated the 2018 regular season.
I'm really excited going to level 4 because level 3 was good and I know I can do better. And better than second is first, so I'm ready to be first.
And Nurk, the defending 2018 world champion.
I've done a number of different things to prepare for the race today, mentally, just trying to get into that happy, that fun mood that I know I can succeed with. Gotta figure out how to get into that happy mood.
In the semifinals, the pilots race 6 regular heats. If you win 2 times, you automatically move on to the finals. If you don't win twice, you head to sudden death, where only the winner is guaranteed a spot in those finals. Hello everybody, alongside drone racing pilot Tony Niddle, I am Craig Hummer. And as we get set, Tony, for the second event of our doubleheader, how does already racing these lines affect the pilots?
Well, with a level under their belt, they should have a confidence boost. They'll have already learned the ins and outs of the course and the competition, so we should see a fantastic performance out of the pilots tonight.
Oh man, the motor looks crowded. This is your shot, guys.
Yeah, guys, if you're in front, if you just flash every time, you guys suck.
Oh,
Gee.
Yes, they give us pressure, so we need to give them pressure back.
no.
Really smart.
The real Duncan, the fast, brash, energized one, showed up for level 3, and it paid off. He finished second overall.
Now, the Duncan we knew from 2018 definitely made his face known here, killing the course record, setting the fastest time. However, when he wasn't setting the course record, he was crashing.
Looking at the season standings after 3 levels, Nurk and Gab have done well, sitting in second and third with 5 and 3 points respectively. But they all trail the rookie Vanover, who leads the league with 12 points and who will race in the second group. Each heat here in Level 4 is 2 laps around the stadium, with 2 critical switchbacks and the Skygate.
This is semifinals.
Tech
for
Ops
one,
prepared the
Heat
first
1,
set of identical
semifinals
DRL
for
Racer
one,
4s
Heat
for
1.
Heat 1. Our pilots and colors for Group 1. McStrolly will fly blue, Moda flashing green, Wild Willie pink, Nurk, the defending world champion, in green, Gab 707
Racing
yellow,
in 10,
and Duncan
9,
in
8,
white.
7,
Semi-final
6,
1,
5,
Heat 1.
4.
They're all up. McStrolly with a great start in first.
Oh, Willie's down.
He sets up for switchback number 1.
Moda crash.
Duncan in second in the white drone.
So far, so good. Greg keeping tight to the turn.
Oh, Gab hit the square gate. He is out. Duncan in second. He's the white drone. McStrolly in blue, but Duncan just made the pass.
That was a fantastic pass.
They're on the concourse. Through the diamond gate up to the sky gate. Duncan in first.
Oh, McStrolly going wide.
Nurk in green has moved into second.
McStrolly hit the gate.
This is the second of 2 laps. They set up for the first switchback again. Duncan in first. Nurk with the bobble. That's going to cost him some distance.
Well, Duncan's got to tighten up that line to the switchback as well.
These are the only 2 pilots still alive. They're finished with the second switchback. The fastest part of the course is here. Up to the Skygate one final time. Duncan sprints to the finish and takes the first heat of the semifinal.
Great start for Duncan. Smooth in the turns, fast in the straights. He had it all that race.
Starting good right now. Woo!
Half the field was out by the first square gate.
There are 2 gates along the western run. Willie hit the first one, and Moda hit the second. Then Gab clipped the square gate and crashed out, leaving McStrolly, Duncan, and Nurk the only pilots left.
Then Duncan flew a great race the rest of the heat.
McStrolly was in the lead entering the second switchback on lap 1 and was clean through it. But Duncan was a little tighter through both U-turns and passed McStrolly entering the concourse. Then McStrolly bobbled through the Skygate, swung way wide, and then hit the south gate, ending his run. Nurk gave chase the rest of the heat, but Duncan was too fast and took the heat win.
Duncan, congratulations. Prior to racing, you looked a little bit nervous. How does it feel now that you've got a heat win under your belt?
I feel better. Like, I got a win. I just need another one, but I still have the pressure because the pressure helped me. So I try to keep it because I fly better with pressure.
It looks as if on the first switchback, you changed your line slightly. Am I accurate?
I cannot say like I have no line. I just have a new line every hit. It's depends how I take the gates that I change my line. So McStrolly was in front of me, so I kind of like take it easy this time. So I stay behind and I pass him on the next turn.
In level 3, we saw you winning, setting course records, but then crashing out. You said that consistency was not important to you. Is that still how you feel?
Kind of, but like if I can win every hit, I'm good with that.
Well, that would be the best strategy. We'll let you get back to it. Congratulations.
That's that simple math. Just win everything, and it makes it all go well. Duncan with the first win of semifinal number 1.
It was a good race. I flew fast. It's not quite my fastest, but felt good. I had one little bit of a just kind of lazy maneuver that took away enough time that Duncan was able to stay out front of me. But I flew really confidently. I feel super good right now. I'd like to get a win in as soon as possible, but for now we're just having fun. We're just getting in some times and finishing heats.
Tony, we've already seen in the last level the pilots utilizing some critical parts of this course. Tell us exactly where they will fly.
Pilots will launch northwest through Gate 1. They continue through the north gate and turn right toward the Swatch Gate and the first switchback through the Square Gate to the Pentagon Gate. Then it's up to the East Gate and the second switchback into the Concourse and the Diamond Gate. They climb to the Sky Gate and dive to the South Gate and the start of the next lap. On the last lap, they dive straight from the Sky Gate to the finish.
This course is really, really fun. It's really fast, it's really flowy.
The course is amazing. I think that's the best track I ever flown in DRL.
It's got a lot of elevation changes, which makes it quite tricky for us. It's going to be a fun race.
DRL redesigned the Racer 4 from the ground up and built over 600 for this event alone.
When everyone uses identical equipment, it's called spec racing. This levels the playing field, so the only difference is pilot skill.
Racer 4 is DRL's next generation drone. It's a professional, high-end racing machine made for a global sport.
Pilots are ready. Ready to race.
It's made for competition.
Ready to race.
The Racer 4 is the most special racing drone that has ever been developed.
It's super unique. No one has built a drone like this that looks this good, goes this fast.
We want a drone that's going to inspire the world and excite them. Something that you can follow at home, something that's high performance, something that looks beautiful. We want it to be as amazing as it can be.
The Racer 4 has a lot of new technology in it that the last racers didn't have. They're a lot more powerful, easier to fly, more spectacular to see.
It has 1,000 LEDs on it, high voltage powertrain. It has a gigantic battery to fly far away and a very advanced radio system.
They're all identical. It's this even playing field. I think that's part of what makes great racing.
Everyone's flying exactly the same specs, so it makes it 100% about the pilot.
Which pilot is the most skilled, which pilot actually the best performer.
And that's exciting racing.
The best pilots on the edge of what's possible. Racer 4 is the manifestation of that.
Duncan has the first heat win and is halfway to securing his spot in the finals. But we're just getting started here at Level 4 Allianz Field. Heat 2, next. The Drone Racing League, brought to you by Allianz, global leaders in asset management, investments, and insurance. By the U.S. Air Force, Aim High, and by Swatch. Welcome back to our first semifinals of Level 4 Allianz Field. Duncan now only one win away from booking his spot in the finals.
You can feel the pressure right now? Because I can feel it really hard.
Let's continue to talk about Duncan, Tony. Dissect his performance a bit more from Heat 1.
You know, Duncan was looking really smooth off the start. He wasn't being super aggressive in the turns through the switchbacks. He did have his normal aggressive maneuver out of the sky gate, but he seemed a tiny bit reserved. So I think we're going to see him progressively get faster and faster through these next heats.
Our defending world champion, Nert, didn't win, but he did look solid.
He looked really good out there. He seemed comfortable on the course as well. I didn't see an opportunity for him to make a pass to get ahead. It seemed like he was thinking, okay, I'm right behind him. I can't gain any ground right now. I'm going to stay in the air and finish this race.
Oh, I got to get in that happy place. Not in it right now. Nah, I'm almost in it. I want to win. I'm going to win this heat, then I'll be in. Yeah. That sounds good.
Let's give you the pilots and colors once again. Mick Strali from Germany in blue. The Chinese pilot Moda flashing green. Wild Willie from Georgia, but now living in Australia, pink. Nert, the defending world champ, in green. Gab 707 from Canada in yellow. And the Frenchman Duncan in white. Semi-final 1, Heat 2. 6 in the air, the critical western run. Strali once again in blue in first, right behind him. Oh, they're down again. We've got 4 up, and no, they're all up all of a sudden. Duncan has found the way to first. Incredible in the second switchback.
Duncan had such a wide line through switchback 1. I don't know how he got in the lead. That was amazing.
Duncan in first, Gab in yellow in second, up to the sky gate. Duncan's favorite part of the course, through the south gate and on to lap number 2. The western run yet again in white. It's Duncan, Gab yellow in second, Moda in green in third, and McStrali in blue in fourth.
Duncan gaining some ground, but look at Gab now catching up. Duncan swung too wide. That allowed Gab to close the gap a little.
You've got Duncan in first, Gab in second. This is the last time down the concourse. Through the diamond gate, up to the sky gate, one final time. Duncan is now 2 for 2 and in the final.
A lot of excitement from Duncan, and well deserved. He did such a fantastic job getting off that podium from 6th place and jumping into 1st, not letting go of a single bit of position. Fantastic job from Duncan.
Well, at least I finished a freaking race. That was what we call a Willy recovery.
Every one of these pilots knows positioning is everything. McStrolly has had great starts, but he can't continue his momentum.
There was that carnage just behind, but both recover, Wild Willie and Nurk. But then look at Duncan coming out of nowhere, making some moves count in switchback 1.
Well, he told Rowe he doesn't really have one distinct line. He went super wide in that first switchback, but it paid off, gave him a ton of speed, and he carried it through all the way into the second lap where he just seemed to put distance on everybody.
He did say that if he wasn't crashing, he was going to be first, and if he wasn't first, he'd be crashing out. Well, it's showing here.
Duncan, Gab, Moda, and McStrolly, those were your top 4. Once again, through switchback number 2, Gab with a valiant effort to try to keep it close, but Duncan once again protects his position and wins for the second time going to the finals.
Duncan, 2 for 2. When I see you flying, it looks almost as if you're shaking and then you explode every time you win a heat. How hard is it to control that emotion while you're flying?
It's like I don't even think about it. I just think about the next gate I need to pass through. That's the only thing I think about. Like pass that gate, make that right turn super tight and stuff like that. I don't think about anything. That's why when I finish it, I'm just like, woo! Because like I don't know what to do. That's what my brain tells me to do.
You have to let off some steam. Put me inside your goggles on this first sprint off of the gates. It looks like chaos from where I'm sitting. What is it like from where you're sitting?
Same thing. It's like I don't know what to do. I was thinking that I got to get a media because somebody was getting onto me, and I was like, please. So I was like, no, I don't have more throttle, so I was already full, and like it goes, and I won, so I'm pretty happy.
The best find a way to win. Duncan, so far in this first semifinal, perfect. His 2 wins have already guaranteed him a spot in the finals.
You know, when Duncan's hot, he's hot. And he's hot, so he's going to be killing it all day.
When Duncan's on fire, you do not catch Duncan. That was a 54-4.
You had 54?
That was Duncan, 54-4.
Oh.
I was at 55 flat, or 55.
I still haven't broken 56.
Hey, it's not my fault if you're slow.
Yeah, Get a haircut.
Shave your beard.
I did. It's all nice and trim. Look at it right there. It's nice and shapely.
After an early slump this season, Duncan is finally back to his winning ways. Here's a closer look at the Flying Frenchman.
I've been flying drones 2 or 3 years. It's something new, but I used to fly helicopter for like 15 years. My brother teach me how to fly, and my dad teach my brother how to fly.
Ah oui, c'est ça.
My mom,
Bonjour.
my brother.
I start to fly when I born. All time we fly in the family.
My dad run a company that all my family work for it. I was the only one that say no because I wanted to do my own things.
Every time when we start to training, Duncan prefer to fly with drone.
Drone racing arrived and I was like, okay, I can live off my hobby and it's pretty cool.
He's got it! Duncan wins heat 2.
It's okay, you need to try that.
Il peut toujours revenir, on l'attend les bras ouverts. Hein?
Duncan is too fast.
À chaque compétition, je crie « C'est mon fils! It's my boss, Sen.
Yes, really proud. It's my little brother.
I don't think I can go back to a helicopter. I would just keep droning, and when it's done, you know? I would find a job like everybody, but for now, I just keep playing.
Duncan is 2 for 2 and heading to the finals here at Level 4 Allianz Field. The other pilots need to figure out how to stop him. Heat 3 coming up. This is DRL, the drone racing league. Welcome back to Level 4 Allianz Field. We are only 2 heats in to semifinal 1, and Duncan has already booked his ticket for the finals, winning both the heats that have been contested.
Nerves are unusually high here in the cockpit, Craig, considering this is the second level of the doubleheader.
Students get a weird tingly feeling in their legs. Anyone else? Tingly legs? Is that just me?
Sometimes. Usually when I win.
Yeah, see, mine's just...
'Cause I think it's like the after adrenaline dump.
Are you guys nervous or what?
What?
Are you guys nervous or what?
No.
I've been oddly nervous this event.
I see you guys like just pacing and pacing and pacing and pacing.
Just trying to get loose, man.
I am a pacer, 100%.
Wait, if anyone's a pacer, it's the guy from Indiana. Bum, basketball joke.
Tech Ops perform their final checks to ensure the drones are ready to race.
Semifinals Group 1, Heat 3.
Turning our attention to Gab 707 TK. He was hot on Duncan's tail in that last heat. Does he really need to change anything?
Yeah, I think he absolutely does. In switchback number 1, he's not quite taking that sharpest line that he knows how to take. Duncan's been swinging just a little bit wide, so that will give the opportunity to Gab if he's trailing from second place. So I think he can tighten up that line a little bit and gain an advantage.
Our pilots and colors as we get set for heat number 3. McStrolly flies blue, Moda the blinking green drone, Wild Willie in pink, Nert in green, Gab 707 in yellow,
Racing
and Duncan
in 10,
in white.
9, 8, 7, 6,
Semifinal 1,
5,
heat
4,
3. Clean start from the field. McStrolly with another good start. He's got Moda right behind him. Oh, some contact. Duncan is out, but McStrolly able to keep his lead. Oh my gosh! All the top drones go down.
McStrolly and Gab collided, they're both gone.
That leaves Nert all alone in front. In second in the pink drone is Willie, and in third, Moda.
Now remember, Nert doesn't know how far behind these guys. His camera only sees in front of his drone.
Tons of distance between Nert and Wild Willie. This is the second lap. Switchback number 1 again, and so far Nert looks very good as he brings it through the square gate.
He's transitioning these elements and slicing them together. This is beautiful.
Switchback number 2 for Nert, and he's continuing to gain distance. The final run along the concourse. He'll go through the Diamond Gate, up to the Sky Gate, and make it his. Nert takes heat number 3.
Dang it.
Willie in second, Moda in third.
Woo! Well, kudos to Nurk for holding on through all of that.
Thank you.
Staying in contention with these guys, but ultimately taking the win for himself.
Lucky.
What?
Lucky.
I was right there. I watched you guys I could feel the pieces of your shell clipping off my props as I flew clean on through. Just think about that next heat too, okay?
I'll think about it.
Early in that heat, we had 4 mid-airs in 7 seconds.
Willie and Duncan tapped right before the north gate and then collided right after. Willie survived, but Duncan was out. At almost the same instant, Gab and Moda connected with both surviving. Then Gab and McStrolly hit going through the square gate with both of them out.
That left Nurk with clean air the rest of the heat.
Nurk hung back just a little bit off the start, avoiding all the chaos. He had a solid lead over Willie and Moda entering the second switchback on lap 1. Nurk flew a great race, never giving Willie or Moda an opportunity to catch him and taking the easy win.
All right, Nurk, a midair right in front of you. You had a front row seat, and that benefited you. What did it look like from where you were sitting?
You know, as soon as it was done, Gab was like, oh, you got really lucky. And I'm like, well, you know, it's kind of fun to just see little pieces of your quad fly through my frame as I fly right on through into the next gate. So, you know, sometimes you get a little bit lucky in racing, and this is no exception. I'm going to take those points. I'm going to keep moving on and hopefully get another lucky situation or just win.
Yeah, or not even inferring that it was lucky. For me, I think that it would almost be harder to concentrate. How difficult is that when you see something like that and you still have to stay to your line?
I think I've said before that one of my favorite sounds is the disarm switch from other pilots. Like you're going, you just hear people go click, and they try to be quiet so they don't know that you crashed out. They're like, huh. Just kind of be sneaky about this. I always hear like click, It's like, that's a good sound.
All right, well, you got one heat win and plenty more racing to do. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Great clue from Nurk about how these pilots can multitask in the midst of chaos.
I backed up.
The standings. Nurk is on the board, and now he is 1 win away from booking a spot in the finals. We know Duncan will be there. We need to find out if anyone else can step up.
Midair is a part of the game. Right now, I think I just need to go fast because there's fast pilots in this heat. I can't afford to go slow just to avoid traffic. I just need to get ahead. So I just need to go fast.
Yeah, I feel good. I made it to the final, so I just feeling good. I'm gonna try to find a line without getting midair. And if that works, I'm gonna win.
Nah, I had a little boo-boo with Moda. What was my time?
55.7.
What? 55.7, yeah.
55? I think so.
Sweet. What'd you say? Oh,
you say 59.
I've been stuck in the 57 since like the beginning of level 3. So that I finally got a 55 means I'm doing something right, maybe. Oh.
As the defending world champion, Nurk knows there's a target on his back. After winning level 2 and a strong performance so far tonight, Nurk remains a force to be reckoned with.
I came into the Drone Racing League as a coach. I did my first season as a rookie, and my third I finished as a champion. When I got interested in drones, I realized very quickly that I have a shot at being one of the best, and last year I showed the world that I could be.
And Nurk makes it official. I'm a world champion! Let's go!
My mindset coming into 2019 is one of a champion.
I've worked so hard to get to where I am right now. Oh, I can't believe it.
Jet, yeah, he's still going to be rubbing in the fact that he's won it twice.
Jet becomes the 2016 world champion. He takes it! Jet is your 2017 world champion!
They don't want me to get 3, that's for darn sure.
The goal for the season is obviously to become the second 2-time world champion. I'm going to take my desire to win and do nothing but win.
Nurk has a heat win. One more, and he'll join Duncan in the finals, while Gab and the others remain on the outside. 3 more regular heats remain. Next. This is DRL, the Drone Racing League. Welcome back to the DRL Allianz World Championship. We're working our way through semifinal 1, about to start heat number 4. We already know Duncan is in the finals. He's got 2 heat wins. Nurk, after winning heat 3, is now 1 win away from joining the Frenchman. And for more on the DRL defending world champion Nurk, here's Rory.
That's right, Craig. With that heat win, Nurk has caught on fire, but as we all know, in the past, sometimes he's had trouble with consistency. So this year, he incorporated a pre-game ritual to try and stay in the zone. It starts with exercise, a 3-mile run on race day. From there, he'll go home and devour video footage, not just of his lines through the course looking for areas where he can make up time, but also past episodes of DRL where he's done fantastically. He tries to reclaim that headspace by watching those episodes. Last but certainly not least, my personal favorite, on the way to these events on the airplane, Nurk will watch a DRL staff favorite, Talladega Nights, try and get his head in the game. His favorite quote, "If you're not first, you're last."
What a great movie, right, TK?
Really is.
Don't we all watch that movie on the way to DRL events?
Well, if not, we certainly should.
Well, back to what Rory was talking about in terms of a routine. You see this in other sports, don't you? I mean, Nurk is not unique. He might be one of the few pilots that does it, but every great athlete goes through their motions.
Absolutely, and one of the things he said is that it's not about the last race, it's about the next race. So watch here.
Our pilots and colors. McStrolly flies blue, Moda, the blinking green drone, Wild Willie in pink, Nurk in green, Gab 707 in yellow, and Duncan in and white.
7, 6,
Semifinal 1, heat 4. Duncan with some problems off the platform, but we've got all 6 up. They make that turn and into switchback number 1. McStrolly trying to protect the top position. He goes wide. Now as they drop down to the Pentagon Gate, McStrolly in blue still in front.
So far looking so good as he goes through these turns and carves the edges.
McStrolly in blue in first, Moda the blinking green in second. About to finish lap number 1. Up through the sky gate, and McStrolly takes himself out.
Too aggressive, hits the top and goes down. That's it for him, but look who's in the lead now.
We've got 3 drones left. Gab 707 in yellow in first, Duncan in white in second. They're fighting it out. Both groups fighting it out. Duncan and Gab collided. Duncan's gone. Gab and Nurk. That's it. The concourse one final time. Gab needs a win. He's up to the sky gate.
Nurk crash.
He's through, and Gab 707 takes heat number 4.
Gab, the only one to finish that race. That was insane.
I'll call myself lucky for this one.
I can't believe he was able to deal with all that craziness and still keep that composure to get in
4
first.
mid-airs.
Same.
He'd had a second, a fourth, and a fifth. Now he adds the ever-important number 1. Lots of activity that first lap.
Duncan popped off the podium early, putting him well back in 6th place. And Gab was pressing McStrolly for the lead when they tapped. Both survived, but Gab dropped to last place. McStrolly stayed in the lead through the concourse with everyone else in a tight pack behind.
And then chaos ensued.
McStrolly hit the sky gate and was out. Willie bobbled through the sky gate and crashed into the seats. Moda went off his line and crashed out trying to recover. Duncan was the first one through the south gate, but Gab had a better line and took the lead. Duncan caught Gab in switchback 1, and the 2 collided through the square gate. Duncan was out, but Gab flew on unfazed. Nurk was the only other pilot still up until the Diamond Gate, and Gab took it home for the easy win.
Yeah, that was some tight flying, to say the least. It looked like you had at least 1 or 2 people clip you. Can you tell me about the highlights of those last 2 laps?
Oh, I can't even count them. I think just off the start, I got hit. So he spun me around, and I sort of spun myself back, and suddenly I'm in last position. And then later on, I clipped someone. I had no idea what that was. And then later on, I clipped Duncan. That put him out. I could keep flying. That's why I call myself lucky on that one.
You're starting from a different podium than you're used to, but you're having fantastic starts. What's your strategy?
It's still the same. I mean, all I can say is the others aren't starting as fast. You got to be hard on that launch. There's no other way.
After 4 heats, things have gotten very interesting. Duncan with his 2 wins, he's already in the finals. Nurk with the win and Gab with the win. They've got 2 more heats to join Duncan. Everybody else is dramatically playing catch-up.
I feel that I just get super lucky of not having mid-air on the first 2 heats. Because number 3 and number 4, I just get mid-air.
I've had a mid-air every heat.
Yeah, it's like still fighting with the sky gate. I just can't get the line right. Like the rest of the track works awesome now, but yeah, just get the sky gate right, and then they gotta watch out for me.
McStrolly was in the lead last heat when he crashed out at the sky gate. Tony, this element has been a real difference maker throughout our doubleheader.
The sky gate is a critical maneuver in the track with very little margin for error. Pilots must climb under full throttle, then immediately dive to the next gate, which is complicated by the proximity to the ceiling. The ideal line has pilots beginning the climb just before the Diamond Gate. They pitch up while rolling and yawing right. This allows them to maintain as much momentum as possible while avoiding the flagpoles. They should finish the turn halfway through the climb in a position where the sky gate and the next gate are in a straight line. As they approach the sky gate, they pitch down aggressively such that the nose of the drone stays aimed at the bottom of the gate. They pass through the gate aiming down and then become completely inverted to stop climbing and begin diving. Pilots must aggressively pitch up to resume flying toward the next gate. If pilots do not line up the gates properly, they must correct during the dive, which is slower. If pilots mistime the maneuver, they'll hit the gate.
Only 2 more heats remain for the pilots to figure out the Skygate and secure their spot in the finals. Heat 5 is next. This is DRL, the Drone Racing League. Welcome back to the DRL Allianz World Championship. There are only 2 regular heats left in semifinal 1. Level 4 Allianz Field, we know Duncan is already in the finals, but for Nurk and Gab 707, they've got 1 win, so it will only take 1 more for them to join Duncan.
Duncan, win every heat. Actually, let me win both.
This is semifinals group 1, heat 5, semifinals group 1.
I feel like I'm finally racing well. This is the same thing this is the exact same thing that happened in Miami. Like I did so bad on day 1, but I somehow like squeezed into finals, and now I'm racing like much better, but like still crashing out.
As the Tech Ops crew prepares the drones for Heat 5, TK, let's talk about Gab, because let's not downplay how good of a pilot you have to be to stay in the air with all the contact that he had in the last heat.
Yeah, it looked like he had 3 different contacts with different pilots throughout that last run. He said he got lucky. I don't think so. You have to have a tremendous amount of skill to regain your flight after you've gone into a tumble and maintain that composure the rest of the way. That's some true skill.
Let's give you the pilots and colors again. Mixtrali from Germany in blue. The Chinese pilot Moda flashing green. Wild Willie from Georgia, but now living in Australia, pink. Nurk, the defending world champ, in green. Gab 707 from Canada in yellow.
10,
and the Frenchman, Duncan, in white.
8, 7, 6,
Semifinal
5,
1, Heat 5. Mixtrali from that first platform continues to have the pole position as they go along the western run.
Look at Gab 707 creeping up on him. He takes the tighter line.
Through the square gate, it's Nurk who is in the lead. Mixtrali in second. Here comes Duncan.
Oh, he takes the inside.
Big wide turn from Nurk, but that still keeps him in first. He'll go through the Diamond Gate, up to the Sky Gate and through. Nurk in green in first. Duncan in white in second, but Duncan's gaining some ground.
He's trying to push as much as he can. He's going to try and take his opportunity here in the switchback. If he can do it, that'll get him in the lead. Oh, it's not happening.
No, Nurk handled that switchback better than Duncan in the switchback number 2. They stay first and second. Now along the concourse. If Duncan's going to find some speed, he has to do it here. Up to the Skygate one final time. This could be the clinching win from Nurk, and he gets it. Just ahead of Duncan.
Right behind you, right behind you.
Right behind me is where I like you to be, Duncan!
Nurk showed some amazing skill out there on his run, keeping himself in the lead and not letting anybody get close to him.
Oh, finally.
It's hard to start in the back, it's hard. But if I'm right behind you when you're like 2 seats in front of me, you better watch out.
Oh, yeah. I take whatever I can get.
yeah, me too. Yeah, I try.
Nurk took the lead for good in the first switchback.
Mixtrali had the lead off the start, but Nurk's line between the swatch and square gates was tighter. Nurk, Mixtrali, and Duncan were inches apart through the second switchback. Notice Nurk swung wider, which is longer, but allowed him to carry more speed into the concourse and create some distance through the Skygate. Then Mixtrali and Moda collided through the south gate, ending both their runs. Duncan stayed close through the switchbacks on lap 2, but just couldn't catch Nurk into the finish.
Nurk, you said you made a small alteration to your line. Can you tell us what that was?
When I watched the replay of the last heat, I noticed that a lot of the guys were coming through the Skygate and starting to be a little bit wider for the simple gate that's on top of the stands here. And so what I am trying to do is, like, for the most part, I'm focusing on just getting straight through the Skygate. But if I take the Skygate to the side a little bit, I can have a much better, faster line going into that big first straight through the 2 yellow simple gates.
The pressure's off in some ways. Congratulations, you've clinched your spot into the final, but let's talk about before this. How do you deal with that pressure of knowing that you have to get another heat win to get into the finals?
You know, the pressure for me stays the same every single time. So like whether or not I have a win and need just one more, or if I have no wins, or if I'm in the same, what I've been figuring out over the last few races is that I need to get into this like happy place where I'm goofing around, having some fun. It's when I can click out of my thinking brain and into the part of my brain that is just reflexes, and it's the muscle memory and it's the practice taking over.
Congratulations, you're in the final one way or the other.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Duncan and Nurk have booked their spots in the finals. With only one regular heat left, there's only one pilot with a chance to join them before sudden death, and that is Gab 707. If Gab does not win the final regular heat, we will have 4 pilots in sudden death.
Duncan, I need you to win the next heat.
Yeah, sir.
Gab, I need you to crash. Anywhere is fine. Oh, wait, that means we have to hit Gab to go into sudden death.
Yeah.
Earlier this year, Nurk, Gab, and 4 other pilots were the featured attraction at DRL's Formula E VIP party in New York City, which included a red carpet, immersive VR experiences, and of course, drone racing.
Thank you to everyone for coming to the 2019 Allianz DRL E-Prix Party presented by BMW. Hello, Brooklyn! Man, this is a big night, ladies and gentlemen.
I just saw the most amazing lineup of drones zipping around this incredible space. Great music, great crowd, great vibe, lots of energy, really impressive. I didn't really know what I was in for. It's pretty intense.
Nurk and Duncan are in the finals. Can Gab take the next heat and join them? Or will we have a 4-pilot sudden death for the final spot? The decisive Heat 6 is next. The Drone Racing League, brought to you by Allianz, global leaders in asset management, investments, and insurance. By the U.S. Air Force, Aim High, and by Swatch. Welcome back to the DRL Allianz World Championship, the last regular heat of semifinal number 1 of level 4 Allianz Field. Duncan and Nurk each have 2 heat wins, so they are automatically in the finals. Gab 707 has 1 heat win, so if he can win this heat, he'll join them and we won't need sudden death. Let's start to play the pressure game, TK. Out of all these pilots, who's got the most pressure on them?
Well, hands down, it's going to be Gab 707. He's already got 1 win under his belt. He needs that other one right now. Otherwise, he's going to have to fight these other 4 guys in another heat, and that's sudden death. He doesn't want to do that. He'd rather take it, if he can, right this minute.
Duncan, just hit Gab.
No, because I want to be the best one, so I need to beat Nurk. So I need to finish first so I get the best spot in the final.
We need to hit Gab. Gab's getting hit a lot, guys. I'm sure we can pull it out.
Again.
The podium positions in the final are based on how many wins you get in the semifinal, so there is definitely a reason for Nurk and Duncan to fly fast.
Well, yeah, so right now, the only way for me, Moda, or McStrawley to go into sudden death is if Gab doesn't win. So we either need to pull out a win, or we have to take Gab out.
So evil.
Racing's racing.
But I like it.
This is semifinals.
Here we go, Craig. This is a defining moment for Gab. Will he seize the opportunity to clinch or let it slip away?
We take a look at our colors. McStrawley in blue, Moda blinking green. Wild Willie pink. Nurk, the defending world champion, flies green. Gab 707 yellow. And Duncan white. Semifinal 1, Heat 6. Cue the drum roll. 6 away. McStrolli once again with the pole position. Got Gab right behind him. McStrolli and Gab through.
Gab 707 putting the pressure on McStrolli. You know he's gotten in front of him now, so he's put that pressure even more.
Gab in first. If he gets this win, there will be no need for sudden death. Gab 707 through the Diamond Gate, up to the Sky Gate.
Uh-oh, little wobble up there from McStrolli. That slowed him way down.
Here comes Duncan in second and white. Gab 707 trying to protect this top spot. The first switchback. Oh, Duncan takes himself out. Contact, and that gives Gab a little bit more room. Completing the second switchback as he turns onto the concourse. Look at this run. Gab trying to prevent a need for sudden death, and it looks like he's done it. Gab 707 gets his second win, and we know all 3 pilots who will come out of semifinal 1 into the finals. Duncan, Nurk, and Gab.
That's where we want to be.
Bravo.
Sorry, guys. My apologies. Very nice racing, sir.
Welcome to the finals.
Nice racing,
Welcome
sir.
to the finals. Good job,
Nice racing.
Amazing run from Gab 707, getting off the podium in 5th place and jumping to the front of that pack, bobbing and weaving his way up there. Fantastic job from Gab 707.
Gab took the lead at the first square gate and never looked back.
McStrolli again had the early lead, but Gab reeled him in and passed in the first switchback. Duncan was creeping up on Gab at the start of lap 2, but clipped the swatch gate and crashed out. That gave Gab all the room he needed to close out the heat win.
Woo! Gab, win, lose, or draw prior to this heat, you remain reserved. But I just saw you let out a little bit of emotion. How hard is it for you to maintain that composure throughout the first heats?
You know, the race isn't won until, for me, you make it to finals. That's really my main objective. Is every time I want to make sure I'm at least in finals. And if I'm finals, I just want to be in the golden heat. And then you just take it, you know, step by step. It's like many things in life. You know, you can't face a mountain if you don't take the first step. Always go step by step. That's the only way to do it.
Don't get ahead of yourself too far. Very wise words. What have you learned from the semifinals that you'll take into the finals this evening?
I learned that Duncan's on fire. We're going to have to deal with that. Nurk's come back out of retirement from the first level. He wasn't too good there. And yeah, I'm just waiting to see the second semifinal, see how the other guys do, and see what kind of strategic moves I need to make.
All right, well, one way or the other, congratulations on making it to the finals.
I love it. See what you get when you watch DRL? A little bit of zen, a little bit of comedy. Gab wins the final regular heat, which means there is no sudden death necessary for semifinal group number 1. Duncan was the first to clinch, then Nurk found his way to the finals, and Gab 707, winning heat number 6, joins them. Please join us next time for the second semifinal of Level 4 Allianz Field, and be sure to keep up with all the DRL action on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. For Tony Niddle, Rory McKernan, and our entire crew, I'm Craig Hummer. Thanks for watching. This is DRL, the Drone Racing League. Now, 6 of the top FPV pilots in the world ride the razor's edge between acceleration and obliteration to further their dreams of a world championship. Let's go, baby!
Welcome to St. Paul, Minnesota for semifinal 2. 3 pilots have already qualified for the final. To join them, our next group will need speed, consistency, and laser focus throughout this intense track.
This is drone racing. This DRL. Welcome to the DRL Allianz World Championship, the premier international drone racing circuit. Semifinal 2 of Level 4 Allianz Field is about to commence. Our second set of semifinalists entering the cockpit. They've been able to watch and learn from the group before them. Now they will race 7 heats to determine who moves on and earns those coveted spots in the Level 4 finals. Included in this group is the rookie Vanover, who won the first level of the doubleheader, sits atop the season standings, and has become the pilot to beat.
Now it's time for me to go prove that the hype is real. In 2 wins, yeah, there's a huge target on my back. None of these guys want to see me get to the finals and, of course, take another level win. These guys have a lot of catching up to do, but it just motivates me even more.
2-time world champion Jet hopes to reverse course after a disappointing Level 3 performance.
Oh, you feeling the pressure?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit?
Vanover, the new rookie, he's just an incredible pilot. He doesn't seem to really make any mistakes, which is what makes him so good. But the rest of us, we're coming right for him.
And the local boy, Fluxy, who won the live Swatch DRL Sim tryouts.
I hope to not see Vanover in the finals. I want to step up and shut him down. We can't let him get any more points this season.
6 regular heats. In semifinals, if you win 2 of them, you automatically go to the finals. If you don't get those 2 wins, you have to race sudden death, where only the winner is guaranteed to continue on to the finals. Hello everybody, alongside drone racing pilot Tony Niddle, I'm Craig Hummer. A brand new level where the slate is wiped clean, TK, but it's the same course as Level 3. Does that automatically make it easier on the pilots?
Yeah, I think it's an advantage because they know the course, they know their strengths and areas to focus on. However, everyone has that same advantage. So those pilots who have the ability to adapt to things quicker will do better than those who don't.
A quick glance at our world standings reveals the rookie, Vanover, is the top dog, amassing 12 points already. Defending world champion Nurk after winning Level 2 has 5, and Gab 707's 3 points lands him in 3rd overall. Vanover, who won Level 3, now has won 2 levels this season.
Vanover is a skilled pilot who's both decisive and precise. He's able to make sharp turns with extreme precision and without excess deviation from his lines.
These wins have not been a walk in the park for Vanover, let's be clear. He has constantly been pushed. One of the pilots who at times has definitely challenged him is Nub.
Getting close but not winning doesn't count for anything. If Nub can tighten up his lines in both switchbacks, he can be a huge threat.
Each heat here in Level 4 is 2 laps around this brand new soccer stadium with 2 critical switchbacks and the Skygate on each lap.
This is semifinals for 2.
LEDs confirmed.
Semifinals ready, locked on 6.
Our pilots and colors. Rafa, the blue and yellow alternating drone. Jet, the 2-time world champion, flies red. Shaggy, blinking orange. Fluxy, the alternating white and red drone. Nub in purple. And Vanover, the flashing white disco drone.
7, 6,
Semi-final 2, Heat 1. 6 in the air. Vanover, the blinking drone, pushing right from the mid-air.
Oh, Fluxy's down.
But it's Vanover in front, and he's got Shaggy behind him.
Look at Shaggy in the mix with them. Right there behind. Now Nub moves into position, Craig.
Vanover's got even more room. Nub sits in 2nd, Shaggy in 3rd. Vanover will head to the Skygate after exiting the Diamond Gate. Nub right there, so is Shaggy. Through the South Gate to start of lap number 2.
Great maneuver from Nub. Very aggressive coming out of that Skygate, but just not quite enough.
Vanover, Nub in purple in 2nd. Shaggy in blinking orange in 3rd. They complete the first switchback. Vanover through the Pentagon Gate, but Nub made contact, and he goes flying into space. Vanover now has even more distance between him and Shaggy. One more time through the Skygate, and we have seen this before. Vanover takes Heat 1. Shaggy in 2nd.
All right, finish the race. We're good.
Pressure's off now, right?
Finish the race.
Ah, damn it, Vanover. You got all the way to the front there.
Who won?
What a skilled pilot. Vanover doing a great job coming off the rear start podium, but moving quickly to the front of the pack and holding on. Nicely done.
In that heat, the first Western run was decisive.
Off the start, Rafa was first to gate 1, but all 6 were tightly bunched. Fluxy hit Nub and crashed out. Nub flew on, while Vanover took the lead with Shaggy in second. Nub passed Shaggy in the first switchback. They would stay in this order for over a lap when Nub hit the railing approaching switchback 2. This gave Vanover plenty of space to take it home for the easy win.
Vanover, when you start a new stage, how important is it to get this first heat out of the way?
It's really important. It gives me that happiness, that confidence that I know I'm having a good night so far, and I can go out there and be smooth and be fast and start racking out those wins to get me into that final.
What are the highlights of your first run through the course?
So far, I had a really good switchback. That's kind of my strength on the course continuously, and it felt really good. I gained some time on the pilots. I started in the back, so I knew even once I made the first position, I knew it wasn't by much. So being able to get through that switchback quick was a really good feeling, and then to do it twice, just starting to gap it a bit more, it's a good feeling.
All right, congratulations on a strong start.
Thank you.
It takes 2 wins to automatically advance to the finals, and after 1 heat, Vanover is halfway there.
You launched late.
You launched early.
I didn't launch early.
You definitely did.
I never.
Can we start getting slow-mo cams on the launch stands?
You're just making excuses, man.
I launched early and you were in front of me.
I launched hard, dude.
No, if I go full throttle, straight line, they're the same quad.
That sounds like excuses to me.
I didn't see a false start, Tony.
I didn't either, and officials review every launch, so Vanover's right, Greg.
All she wrote.
We gotta do the IR check on the line. We're prepped for that.
Tech Ops readies the drones for Heat 2. Many people don't realize how much proprietary technology is required to put on events like this.
Tech Ops designs and builds not just the drones, but also the radio frequency infrastructure and the electronic timing and scoring. They've even partnered with Lockheed Martin on the Alpha Pilot competition of 9 teams programming autonomous drones to fly themselves.
Alpha Pilot is all about artificial intelligence applied to autonomous flight. AI and autonomy is really a technology that is disruptive, and it's getting ready to change everything in our lives. Partnerships like the one we have with the Drone Racing League get it out to a broad audience and take it from something very science-y to something that everyone can watch in their living room and talk about.
We've set up this infrastructure. We've created a drone, we've built a developer kit and a simulators, and we're inviting the best researchers, programmers, robotics experts in the world to come in and to take that toolkit and push the boundaries of what autonomous drones can do.
It's gonna be fun.
Heat 1 is in the books, and Vanover is already halfway to qualifying for the finals. But lots more racing to come here at Level 4 Allianz Field. The Drone Racing League, brought to you by Allianz, global leaders in asset management, investments, and insurance. By the U.S. Air Force, Aim High, and by Swatch. Welcome back to semifinal 2 of Level 4 Allianz Field. We have only raced 1 heat, and that first win went to the 2-time level winner, Vanover. If he gets 1 more win, he'll book his spot in yet another final.
Gotta get it together, Vanover. Yeah, you need to get into that 54 range.
That's the goal, man. I'm gonna have to for this level. It's some good competition.
2 laps in 54 seconds, Tony, is very fast. Only Duncan and Gab have done it. Walk us through the elements of this track.
Pilots launch northwest through gate number 1. They continue through the north gate and turn right toward the SWAT gate and the first switchback through the square gate to the Pentagon gate. Then it's up to the east gate and the second switchback into the concourse and diamond gate. They climb to the sky gate and dive to the south gate and the start of the next lap. On the last lap, they dive straight from the sky gate to the finish.
The cool thing with this track is there's a lot of different opportunities to pass people, and also there's many different lines that you can take on different sections of the track.
Trying to keep it tight around the switchbacks is where you make up a lot of time on this track.
The Skygate feels really fast. I feel like that's the one spot that I can gain up speed.
Are we just going to continue this saga of us crashing into each other all season?
Is that what you guys did?
Yep.
Hope's not.
I hope's not either, brother.
Tony, I know during the break you wanted to talk about Nub because it was a great dogfight for a while that last heat.
Absolutely. You know, Nub needed to work on his switchback maneuvers and tighten up that line, and he actually showed that improvement during that last heat, pushing ahead as much as he possibly could, getting into striking zone with Vanover. You could see in his line through the switchbacks, he was just almost there, but that big mistake cost him. I think we're going to see some amazing improvement these next few heats from Nub.
The other pilot who was in the mix in Heat 1 was Shaggy.
Shaggy is one of the smoothest pilots out there, which makes him very fast. On this track, though, he needs to get more aggressive, both off the start and tightening up his switchbacks.
You just have to get that start right. If I get the start right, then I can do it.
Two-time champ Jet seems frustrated.
He does seem off his game, Craig. He needs to hit the reset button.
Two, semifinals group 2, heat 2.
Goggles down, controllers up.
Let's give you the pilots and colors. Rafa, the alternating blue and yellow drone. Jet in red. Shaggy, blinking orange. Fluxy, the alternating red and white drone. Nub in purple. Vanover, the disco drone.
7, 6,
Semi-final 2, Heat 2. Clean start from the field. They rush to gate number 1. Rafa in that first position. He's got Nub right behind him.
Look at Nub closing that distance. Oh no, a little bit of a jumble through there.
Once again, Vanover has found the front as they head to the second switchback.
Look at Shaggy though.
Contact.
Oh, Nub goes down.
Nub's out. You've got Vanover in front, Shaggy in second.
Shaggy's got to tighten his line coming out of that gate and going into turn 1.
Vanover for the second time on the western run. They'll make the right turn through the north gate, set up for the first switchback, and this time it's Shaggy that's pressing the youngster.
Shaggy's doing it. He's going for it. He's looking for every chance he can to close that gap.
This is the second switchback, and Shaggy is finding another gear along the concourse. This is the best we've seen Shaggy fly. Oh! He hits the diamond gate. He's out, and that means Vanover will take a second heat.
Thank you for crashing.
And already he's booked a spot in the final.
You got lucky. 3 mid-airs that heat.
Yeah, but I passed you all on the switchback. You can't say that.
No, that's because I got mid-aired in the switchback. Like, as soon as I turned for the swatch gate, I got hit twice.
I was so close.
Oh, tough break for Shaggy to miss his mark there going through that diamond gate.
Dude, I am so sloppy out there. This is out of control.
Get it together.
I can't get it together, man.
The heat started with a great battle with all 6 pilots until the square gate.
Rafa held the early lead through the western run, but everyone went through the swatch gate together. Vanover has the best line through the first switchback, and he took the lead for good. Nub was in third through the second switchback when he and Jet collided, sending Nub into the seats.
Shaggy made it interesting on lap 2.
Shaggy had a great move through the sky gate to close the gap on Vanover and stayed right behind him through the first switchback. Then Shaggy had a great second switchback to press Vanover for the lead into the concourse until Shaggy exploded at the diamond gate, giving Vanover the go-ahead win.
Thank you for crashing.
Vanover, 2 wins in 2 heats, but I'll have to be honest with you, you look more dialed in. You look like you're having less fun than you have in other levels. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely. I have to take this really seriously. I'm on a podium that's very different to me, and so I don't want to get complacent with that. I did very well. I'm feeling happy now because I know I can launch that podium, and in the switchbacks, I own the switchbacks. I don't care what anyone else says. And I know I have my weaknesses on other parts of the track, but it gives me a really good feeling knowing that I can see 3 quads in front of me entering that and then be able to pass everyone by the next gate.
Love him or hate him, you have to be impressed with Vanover's results. 2 heats in semifinal number 2, and there's only been 1 winner. Vanover is already assured a spot in the finals.
I guess I hit something. I think it was the gate. It shouldn't have been the gate according to my line, but maybe I made a mistake. So yeah, try again. Do the same thing, get a little bit faster start, and then I can take him.
You want to like double jump it this time because he's jumping 100%. Like he's still doing it hard, and he knows he can get away with it, and he's just gonna keep doing it. Hey AJ, can we like this false start thing, man? Who's false starting? How is it every single time?
Dang, I finally did a 54. Yes! It's about time. I was on the far podium too. I was on the farthest podium.
There's no way, like, to the front of the pack from the back, you know? There's no way. All of us are going full throttle. They're the same quad. Like,
but it's weird because it didn't feel like my fastest run. That's what's super weird about it. And it didn't feel like my smoothest either. It just felt like a run.
Fluxy brings up an interesting point, Tony. If they're all flying identical drones and they all go full throttle, how are some pilots like Vanover faster than others?
Well, in this case, it's not because he's leaving early. Every launch is reviewed, and he's not false starting. Launching fast is truly a skill requiring extreme precision and control. The start is a critical part of every DRL race. The goal is to accelerate as quickly as possible while controlling elevation. The best pilots immediately pitch forward by increasing thrust to the rear two motors. Some even preload, which is legal as long as the nose of the drone stays on the platform. Now full throttle is applied so the drone races forward at top speed and at the perfect angle. The balance of pitch and thrust must be managed carefully. Too much pitch without enough throttle, and the drone flies too low. Too much throttle without enough pitch, and the drone flies too high. The best pilots coordinate pitch and throttle to race at top speeds with a constant elevation.
After winning the first two heats, Vanover has had the perfect start to this semifinal. The other pilots need to figure out how to stop him, or their fate will be determined by sudden death. Heat 3, next. This is DRL, the Drone Racing League. Welcome back to Allianz Field in St. Paul, Minnesota. Getting ready for the third heat of our second semifinal of Level 4. It's been all Vanover so far, but he's been pressed at different times. Vanover's 2 wins mean we will definitely see him in another final.
I say it's good. What happened, Fluxy?
Bunch of midair.
What's that?
Fluxy just got official confirmation that Vanover's starts were clean.
Well, hopefully he uses that as inspiration to push even harder at the start.
All right, let's talk about Shaggy, because other than that crash, he needs to just bottle what he was doing in the last heat.
Yeah, Shaggy has proven that he knows how to fly this course very well, but having Vanover right in front of him gets in your head a little bit. If he can contain that, he could really make his mark here.
Our pilots and colors in semifinal number 2. Rafa is having some great starts. He flies the alternating blue and yellow drone. Jet, the 2-time world champion, has struggled so far, yet to get a win. He flies red. Shaggy, blinking orange. Fluxy, the Swatch pilot, alternating red and white. Nub in purple, and Vanover, you should know by now, the disco drone. Semifinal 2, Heat 3. They are all in the air. Very good start. Nub in the early lead, coming along the west run. Fluxy trying to get into position for the first. Shaggy's also there, and Vanover yet again with that great line has moved to the lead.
He who has the tighter line moves ahead, and he did it.
Already through the second switch back, the first run along the concourse. We have read this script before. Vanover up to the Sky Gate. He'll go through the South Gate and start lap 2. Some bobbles.
Look at Nub closing that gap, trying to push ahead of him. He's almost there.
This heat, it's Vanover and Nub pushing each other. But again, you can just see the difference in the line, and Vanover puts distance into Nub immediately.
Oh, he did not stall that turn and push ahead. He took a swinging turn, and that slowed him down.
Vanover trying to stay perfect in this semifinal. He'll drop down to the finish, and he gets a third heat win.
All right, we got that start podium back. Good race, boys, good race.
Well, it was a nice run from Vanover. He was smooth and consistent through his turns as he has been.
The switchbacks keep paying off.
Nicely done, but Nub was just right there, almost taking it from him.
All right, got the start podium. We good now, boys, we good. Back to the front.
The lead story is getting repetitive.
Another tight bunch through the western run into the Swatch Gate. This time, Nub had the great launch and early lead, but once again, Vanover took the lead for good in the first switchback through the Square Gate.
Nub stayed close, but it wasn't enough.
Vanover's exit from the Sky Gate was off, and he had to swing wide through the South Gate. This allowed Nub to gain on Vanover through the Swatch Gate on lap 2. Vanover was tighter and faster through both switchbacks and held off Nub all the way in.
Fluxy, you're looking game face, stern. What's going on with you?
Just trying to stay focused on the race here. Want to make it to finals for sure. Want to get on the podium tonight. So I just want to stay focused, not pay attention to anything else, and just race.
3 heats in, a 6th, a 2nd, and a 3rd. What do you need to do to get your heat wins?
I think I need to get out in front early on, try to extend that lead, keep it going, and try to avoid mid-airs because there's a lot of spots in this track where people are colliding, and it's pretty dangerous out there.
The math of semifinal 2 is very easy to follow. Vanover, we've had 3 heats. He has 3 wins. The other pilots are running out of options. We now only have 3 regular heats left. Remember, it takes 2 wins to automatically book your ticket in the finals.
I'm struggling to stay on my line. I'm doing all these little micro corrections that, you know, waste energy. So I just gotta like get it together and just put my head down and try hard.
Vanover is 3 for 3 and will have the front start podium in the finals. Jet and the others need to refine their lines and try harder to have any hope of avoiding sudden death. Heat 4 coming up. This is DRL, the drone racing league. Welcome back to the DRL Allianz World Championship. We're 3 heats into our 2nd semifinal of Level 4 Allianz Field here in St. Paul, Minnesota. So far, it has been the Vanover show, leading each heat pretty much from start to finish. Is there anything these other pilots can do to stop him?
Who was second, you?
Yeah.
You were right behind?
56.2, or you had 56.2, I had a 56.4.
They're right there. I know your front flip's fast, that's why I got to not slow down into this diamond gate. Otherwise, you'll catch me on that flip.
Vanover is a tremendous pilot with an incredible work ethic, but he can be stopped. Nub, Fluxy, and Shaggy have all been close at some point. They need to launch aggressively, keep their lines as tight as possible, anticipate their next maneuvers, and stay positive. Each heat is a fresh opportunity, so past mistakes don't matter as long as they stay focused on the present heat.
Tech Ops perform their final checks to ensure the drones are ready to race.
They examine the antennas, the tilt of the camera, the propellers, battery, and IR transmitter. It's a long checklist.
Here in the semis, 2 wins get you to the finals without racing sudden death. We have 3 heats left, so there's still hope for the other 5. Let's give you our pilots and colors. Rafa, the alternating blue and yellow drone. Jet in red, Shaggy blinking orange. The Swatch pilot Fluxy, alternating red and white. Nub in purple, and Vanover, the disco drone.
8, 7,
Semi-final 2, Heat 4. Everybody's headed to the western run.
Oh, Jet hit the gate.
Jet's already out. Shaggy in front. Fluxy pushing him for the lead. Vanover also, midair. Vanover went wide, but it is Fluxy in front.
Fluxy's doing a great job holding on to that. He got out front early on and didn't let go. Super focused and dialed.
Fluxy putting his plan to work. On to the second lap. gap. The Western run, he told Rory he wanted to get out front and have some clean air. He has done just that. It's Fluxy, then Nub in purple. They're your top two, and Vanover is coming back.
He's got to watch out. Nub's going to try and take a tighter turn, and that slows down Fluxy right there coming out of switchback too, but he's got the long straight. I think he's in good position.
Fluxy has some distance to the challenger through the Skygate 1 final time, and Fluxy wins Heat 4.
Let's go. Finally.
Nub in second, Vanover in third.
There it is, Craig. Fluxy did exactly what he came here to do. He followed his own instincts, and it paid off for him, securing his first win.
First switchback was decisive once again, this time in a different way.
The Heat started with Jet launching hard and taking the lead, but he smacked gate 1 and was out. That put Shaggy up front with Nub, Fluxy, and Vanover close behind. Shaggy was first to the swatch gate, but Fluxy and Vanover had faster U-turns. Fluxy went through the square gate first, while Shaggy and Vanover tapped. Both survived, but lost some time. Fluxy flew a great heat, never giving Nub or Vanover an opportunity to catch him all the way to the finish.
Let's go.
Fluxy, when we spoke before the heat, you said you wanted to make your move on the start. Where did you actually end up making your move?
I got out on the start, got out in front, forgot about everyone else behind me, started doing what we need to do, think a couple corners ahead, think about the next couple turns, and just visualize where I needed to go, and made it happen.
You've got your one heat win. How much pressure does that take off of you?
About 50% of it. If I can get one more, then it's all off, get another practice battery in, and go on to the finals.
All right, good luck.
Thanks.
I love that. Keep it simple, right? You have one win, you need one more? Yeah, 50% more. Awesome job by Fluxy in this heat to give himself a chance. We've mentioned Vanover's first 3 wins, but now Fluxy gets on the board. Fluxy has 2 more heats to get his second win and make sure he goes to the finals.
You had a really good launch that time. Everyone launched really good that time.
Yeah.
Hey, it was a Vanny 1, 2, 3 finish.
That's what I'm talking about.
In the proper order, finally.
Yeah.
There was a lot of talk coming into these levels, Tony, about Camp Vanover. Everyone assumed Fluxy and Nub were going there just to learn from Vanover, but Vanover picked up a thing or two as well.
Vanover wanted to practice flying behind other drones. Look, these are the best drone racers in the world. There are not a lot of people out there that can push them, and there's only so much you can do alone. So they use each other to better themselves. Jet and Gab 707 train together when they can, as did Nurk and Moda.
The drones are ready, which means all these frenemies have another chance to test the efficacy of their training.
All right, here we go.
Racing in 10, 9, 8, 7.
Semi-final 2, Heat 5. They're clear of the platforms. It's the Western run. Jet Red right there in front. He's got Rafa. It sounded like some contact.
There it was. Shaggy was in some. Oh, Rafa's down.
And there is Vanover yet again at the front as they drop down to the Pentagon gate.
But look at Nub closing the gap on Vanover.
Vanover, Nub, Jet, and Fluxy. They're your top 4 up to the Skygate.
Watch Nub's move right here out of the Skygate. He pushes super hard.
Nub's found some extra speed. The right turn out of the north gate sets up switchback number 1. Nub needs to press.
He's got to take a tighter line here. He doesn't do. He swings wide again.
Only 3 drones up. Vanover, Nub, and Jet.
Here we go. He's a chance right here. That was beautiful, but not enough.
Oh, but Nub took a great turn to come along the concourse. He's closed the gap. One final time. Remember, Nub's got a great drop. But Vanover gets a 4th heat win just in front of Nub.
I think I did a front flip.
Yeah, because you know that your line sucks.
No, I did what I needed to do. You can't say my line sucks. I just did what I needed to do. I think I won that.
Yeah, you did.
Got to give the kudos to Vanover where it's needed. He did a great job on the course, taking the line super tight, not giving up any ground whatsoever. Hats off to you, Vanover.
We knew this was going to be a telling run from Vanover after finishing third in the last heat. You know he wanted to get back to his winning ways.
Jet in red, he had that one, but swung super high and wide into switchback one. That dropped him from first to almost fourth. Then look at Fluxy trying to move in on him. But Nub, just a brilliant job catching up.
Vanover with such great command of this course. It really does almost take a perfect run from the other pilots to get in front of him.
Look, Vanover is just dialed in on this track. He knows exactly where he needs to be at every moment of the course. He's doing a job of perfection here, Craig.
With these top two spots, Vanover and Nub, we had seen this script before in this semifinal. Nub did a very good job to keep it close, but Vanover, well, when you're in front, all you have to do is stay there.
Nub, before we were rolling, you said, I'm getting tired of this. Tell us what you mean.
I'm just getting tired of being second place. Come in last year, and I was getting win after win after win. This year, I mean, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just repeated second places, and it's getting really annoying.
Right here, right now, what are you going to change to try and flip that over and take first?
I'm going to just keep flying my lines. I think I've found a couple new ones that I'm going to keep trying for, and hope that that's the line that picks me up.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
To clarify what Nub is talking about, that was the third time of this semifinals that he has placed in second. And on numerous occasions, it has been to Vanover. Vanover with 4 wins, well, we know he's already in the finals. Fluxy now is down to one last heat to try to get the second win to automatically put him in the finals. Already for sure, we know Nub, Shaggy, Jet, and Rafa are headed to sudden death. At the start of every semifinal, all the pilots plan to win 2 heats to avoid sudden death. Vanover has done it. Now only Fluxy can join him if he wins the next race. Heat 5, next. This is DRL, the Drone Racing League. Welcome back to the 2019 DRL Allianz World Championship. We are set for our last regular heat of semi-final number 2. Vanover already with 4 heat wins. He's the only pilot out of this group that is automatically qualified for the finals. There's another pilot, Fluxy. If he can win this final heat, he'll book his ticket as well.
So now we just have to try and block Fluxy out, so there's 2 spots.
No. No, don't do that. I'm just going for the win, man.
Hate you. Seriously, sudden death's the stupidest thing.
Don't hate me personally. What do you want me to do? Just sandbag? Seriously, what's the? I honestly want to know your down to hard answer because
You should have wrecked.
There we go. That's
should have pushed too hard and wrecked.
Maybe you should just go faster.
Not crash.
Or not crash. That would be good.
Yeah, if you would have stuck to your roll, I would have gapped you in the finish gate.
And well, guess what? I did what I thought would be the fastest.
Let's talk about Nub for a second, Tony, because in that last interview he had with Rory, I sensed controlled frustration.
I mean, wouldn't you be? Being up front, heat after heat, knocking on the door but not getting in. Hopefully he channels that frustration into better focus and execution instead of stewing in it as a major distraction.
For our Swatch pilot, Fluxy, how does he win this last heat?
Look, Fluxy can get off the line great. He can get down this first run just wonderfully, but he's got to continue to add or keep that throttle through those switchbacks. That's what's slowing him down. If he can continue to press in switchback 1 and 2, I think he'll have a great shot here in heat 6.
He only needs 1 more heat win, and he'll automatically move on to the finals. This is his last opportunity. Our pilots and colors, one final time here in the regular heats. Rafa, the alternating blue and yellow drone. Jet, the 2-time world champion in red. Shaggy, blinking orange. Fluxy, alternating red and white. Nub in purple. And Vanover, the flashing white drone.
8, 7, 6.
Semi-final 2, heat 6. All up and away. The Western run. Rafa in midair.
Oh, Vanover's down.
Fluxy in third. Vanover's out. Oh, Fluxy just took himself out. That is it. Fluxy will have to go to sudden death. Rafa and Jet are the only two up. Rafa, the blue and yellow alternating drone. Jet, the two-time world champion, in red.
Jet's gonna have to find another gear here to catch up to Rafa. He's right on his tail. There it is!
Jet has moved to the lead. This will be a great confidence boost, but he needs to stay there. Rafa's pressing him.
Oh, the tighter turn from Jet. It goes out of switchback 1.
But Rafa got the momentum. He's made the pass into switchback number 2. Rafa's in the lead.
Oh, Jet goes super wide. That slows him down tremendously.
They are both on the concourse. One final time up to the Skygate. Can Rafa win the last regular heat? Jet veers off, and Rafa takes the win. Jet in second.
Dude, I had to bail. You made me have to bail. What? Did you see that at the square gate? I was like, no!
That was good. Oh, that was good.
Wonderful, wonderful run from Rafa.
Yeah.
Able to maintain that composure throughout that track. Nicely done, Rafa.
2 midair, and 4 pilots out by the first swatch gate.
Rafa and Jet both had aggressive starts and were neck and neck through gate 1 when Vanover and Shaggy collided, ending both their heats. 5 seconds later, Nub flipped the swatch gate and crashed out at the same time that Fluxy and Jet tapped, with Fluxy spiraling out.
That left Rafa and Jet, the only 2 pilots alive.
Rafa had the lead after the chaos in switchback 1. Jet stayed close through the concourse, but had a brilliant pass through the Skygate and passed Rafa starting lap 2. Rafa did a great job keeping his head and stayed right behind Jet through the swatch gate. Rafa was faster in the switchback and passed Jet through the square gate. Jet had one final chance to pass through the second Skygate, but he flubbed the maneuver, giving Rafa his first heat win of the season.
Come on, boys!
Woo! Rafa, how does it feel to get your first heat win of 2019?
Well, that's great, man. I've been working a lot for this, and I mean, I feel like stuff's kind of getting together right now. I mean, feeling great. Thanks God I got this win.
How fun was that back and forth battle with Jet at the end?
Well, I know he's a great, I mean, he's the world champion, right? It's very hard to fly with him. I know how hard he can be. I mean, I'm just glad I made it.
What does this do for your confidence going into sudden death?
It's great, it's great. I'm feeling great now. I'm just going to push the same as I did on the last one. I hope I make to the finals.
All right, Rafa, congratulations.
Brasil, vai!
A well-earned smile and some cheers for Brazil at the end. Why not? A look at our leaderboard. Vanover, the only pilot out of semifinal 2 to automatically clinch a spot in the final. That means we will have a very crowded sudden death. 5 pilots going for only 2 spots.
All right. I think I get to go sit back there, and all you are in sudden death now.
All right, so now we got sudden death for 2 spots, eh?
Yeah, but 5 people flying. That's a lot of people.
That was great racing, bro. You passed me, man. I was like, no, he's passing me. You passed me, man.
Well, this may be Rafa's first full season in the league. The Brazilian pilot is actually a part of DRL history. Rafa raced in DRL's first official event back in 2015.
My history with DRL started back in 2015 when I got a call to do this first race. And I was very excited. I think I was too excited that I couldn't even fly because I was shaking, I was very nervous.
Rafa going for the lower.
Oh! Rafa goes down, he is out, he will not advance.
And I came back to last year to France as a wild card. I know I crashed a lot.
Dino's through, Rafa hit the softie.
I had to change some stuff. So that got me the 3rd place. And it's validation from everything I was doing and what I was practicing. And finally, I'm here for the full season.
From Sao Paulo, Brazil, flying the blue and yellow alternating drone, Rafa.
I knew it was going to be hard just to beat all these guys that are racing together all the time. Of course, we want to win.
Rafa takes the win.
But this shouldn't be what drives you. What drives you should be the love for what you're doing. I think that's the key point for me.
Rafa and Fluxy each have a heat win, but that no longer matters. They now race one heat with Jet, Nub, and Shaggy for the last 2 spots in the finals. Sudden death, next. The Drone Racing League, brought to you by Allianz, global leaders in asset management, investments, and insurance. By the U.S. Air Force, Aim High, and by Swatch. Welcome back to the DRL Allianz World Championship. We're in the Twin Cities of Minnesota for Level 4 Allianz Field. We've arrived at sudden death, and it will be a crowded field. 5 pilots race one heat. The top 2 advance to the finals, while the other 3 go home.
The pressure here is so intense. Do well in this one heat, and you have a shot at becoming the level champion. One mistake, and you're packing your bags.
Rafa and Fluxy both won a regular heat. Does that give them an advantage?
Yes and no. It puts them on the front start podiums and helps with their confidence, but the other 3 pilots are Nub, Shaggy, and Jet, who are fully capable of winning this heat.
Whew. I hate sudden death, dude.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Of all the pilots here, Shaggy has the most experience with sudden death.
He's Mr. Sudden Death. This is Shaggy's 9th level in 2 years, and it's his 9th time in sudden death.
For the first time tonight, second place matters.
Since only Vanover clinched a spot in the finals, the top 2 pilots here advance. They don't have to win the heat.
Everyone on different starting positions.
Yeah, we're all jumbled up now.
You're in front, I'm in the back.
So you're saying we might see some gamesmanship. Our pilots and colors for sudden death. Fluxy, the Swatch pilot, in the flashing red and white drone. Rafa in the alternating blue and yellow, Nub in purple, Jet in red, and Shaggy in orange. Semi-final 2, sudden death. Only 2 spots available. Positioning ever so important along this western run. You've got Nub in front, Rafa right there as well. Contact through the Swatch gate.
No!
Nub goes out, but no, he comes
back.
But he's way back. Meanwhile, you've got Fluxy in front. Jet trying to pass him.
Look at Shaggy, he's pushing ahead as well.
Fluxy, Shaggy, Jet, take your pick as they head up to the Sky Gate. One more time. Oh,
there goes Jet!
Is gone. Fluxy in first, Shaggy in second. The top 2 move on.
Fluxy's looking really good, but look at Shaggy taking the inside. Whoever's got the shortest line here is going to push ahead.
Nub trying to come from behind, and Nub's doing a great job. Look at this. He factors, and Nub takes himself out at the East Gate. That means Shaggy and Fluxy are there in the top 2 spots. Fluxy hit the Sky Gate, but it doesn't matter.
Yes!
Shaggy takes sudden death.
Ah, finally!
You went right on top of me and chewed me all up.
What happened? Who mid-aired who?
Me,
was chaos.
Well, Jet and I were riding each other. Did you hear the brrrr? When the first time we came around?
Yeah.
We were stuck on each other, and he like ripped my props all up.
Great job by Shaggy and Fluxy to navigate the contact and carnage, stay in the front, and take their spots in the final.
Contact, mid-airs, and chaos. Oh my, this sudden death. Wow.
Take a look at Nub in purple as he goes through the Swatch Gate. Contacts with Rafa, both go down. Nub somehow miraculously makes it back up.
That left Fluxy in front, but he was pressed by Shaggy and Jet.
Shaggy taking the inside through switchback 2. Beautiful job pushing into second place. Almost taking first.
Fluxy and Shaggy right there, and then Jet took himself out at the Sky Gate.
Take a look at Fluxy's line as he goes into this straightaway. He's looking pretty solid and pretty smooth. Shaggy going a little high, but he gains some ground on him. And then the slowdown here, that allows Shaggy to move into position.
Well, speaking of gaining ground, Nub put in a huge surge, but then this turn in the East Gate took Nub out.
Amazing comeback after that early mid-air, but then he was out.
That meant with these 2, they would move on. Up at the Sky Gate, Fluxy crashed. He was already in second. Shaggy left no doubt.
Shaggy, what just happened?
I don't know, a lot of things. I had quite a good race, so I was battling up front, but there was all sorts of mid-airs happening and people making mistakes. I don't know who hit who or what, but that all happened in front of me.
Last round, there were 2 people in front of me. I think Nub squeezed in because I was a little wobbly. He crashed out right in front of me. I got to overtake Fluxy, I think, and then I got to run it home, and I was lucky this time.
Entering these level 4 finals and considering how you've been racing this evening, where's your confidence level?
Confidence pretty high. I was chasing Vanover a couple of times, so I know I have the speed to keep up with him. I was right behind him before I crashed, and he did a 54.1. So I know I'm really close to that time as well if I got to finish that one. So yeah, now it's just don't midair, don't crash, and stay confident myself. Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations on this clinch in sudden death.
Thank you.
The final results of semifinal number 2. Vanover, Shaggy, and Fluxy advance to the finals. Nub, Jet, and Rafa are going home.
Fluxy, you look like 1,000,000 pounds have been lifted off of your shoulders. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling awesome. It was a rough heat. Jet, actually, the first time we came around on the first lap, him and our drones got stuck together for a little bit, and it shaved off a bit of my prop, and I could feel it as I was flying the next lap, and it was slowing me down in the corners, and luckily I was able to hold out long enough to get that other spot in the finals.
I had no idea you were limping. Congratulations. That makes it all the more impressive. It seems as if there were more mid-airs, there was more contact, it was tighter air than in other races we've seen. How does this compare with your experience?
These guys all wanted it. We all wanted to go to the finals. Everyone was pushing absolutely 100%. No one was holding back. So that's what happens when everyone's going hard.
Well, you are going to the finals. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We now know the 6 pilots advancing here at Level 4 Allianz Field. Vanover, Shaggy, and Fluxy will join Gab 707, Duncan, and Nurk in the finals. Please join us next time and follow all the DRL updates on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. For Tony Niddle, Rory McKernan, and our entire crew, I'm Craig Hummer. Thanks for watching. This is DRL, the Drone Racing League. Tonight, it's a stacked field. The world champ, 2 regular season winners, and 2 hot rookies race identical drones on a fast but tricky course.
Welcome to the Twin Cities of Minnesota for the finals of Level 4. 6 pilots are left to battle throughout this Allianz Field course in their quest for the title.
This is drone racing.
Let's go!
This is DRL. Welcome to the DRL Allianz World Championship, the premier international drone racing circuit. We're at Allianz Field in St. Paul, Minnesota, where this brand new soccer stadium has been converted into a high-speed, 3-dimensional drone racing track. The top 6 pilots enter the cockpit for the last time. 7 heats from now, we will crown the Level 4 champion. The top-seeded pilot coming out of the semis is Rookie Vanover, who also just won Level 3 here.
We're back, baby. Back where we should be. I would really love to win Level 4. I'd really get a huge boost over the other guys in seasonal points. I'd really keep my mind calm for the rest of the season, and yeah, let's go do it.
Course record holder Duncan is an emotional pilot who runs hot and cold.
How are you?
Like a guy that is going into the final. So good and really bad.
So, incroyablement bien.
Incroyablement bien.
Incroyable.
You got that.
That would make me feel really good to win Level 4. I know that I fly faster than everybody. I just have to fly fast at the right time and win. You just warm up those fingers, Duncan.
Woo! Swiss-born Canadian Gab 707 has more podium finishes than any pilot in DRL history, but hasn't won a level in almost 2 years.
It's what I've been working for. I want to be on the top of the podium because I know I have what it takes to be there.
In the finals, winning is everything. 6 regular heats. Win one of them, and you're in the golden heat. Once we get to the golden heat, it's winner take all. Whoever flies the fastest or the farthest will be declared the Level 4 champion. Hello, everybody. Alongside drone racing pilot Tony Niddle, I'm Craig Hummer. Tony, we've come to the last round of racing in this doubleheader.
These pilots know the track inside and out, having already raced over 24 heats here, and they're all flying identical DRL Racer Force, so the only difference is pilot skill.
A quick glance at our world standings reveals the rookie, Vanover, is the top dog, amassing 12 points already. Defending world champion Nurk, after winning level 2, has 5, and Gab 707's 3 points lands him in 3rd overall. Tony, there is a lot on the line here tonight.
Right, we're at the halfway point of the season, so they all desperately want those 5 season points for winning a level. Vanover has already won levels 1 and 3.
Already powering them on. It's game time.
If he wins again tonight, he'll tie Duncan's record of 3 level wins in a season. Nurk won level 2, but needs another to have a chance of keeping his title of world champion. Gab needs to break his dry spell. He's almost always near the top, but the last time he won was 2017 level 2, the Atlanta Aftermath.
Each heat here at Allianz Field is 2 laps around the stadium with 2 switchbacks and a skygate. Tech Ops crew finished preparing the first 6 drones for racing.
Tech Ops is like the pit crew, but for all the pilots at once. They designed and built 600 Racer 4s for this event.
Our colors and pilots for the finals of level 4. Vanover, the flashing disco drone. Nurk, the defending world champion, flies green. Gab 707 in yellow. Duncan, white. Fluxy, the local hero, alternating red and white. And Shaggy in orange. Finals, Heat 1. And the battle begins. It's the Western run. Vanover in first. You got Gab in second.
Duncan's all over the place.
Vanover into the first switchback. He's always had the best line so far. He continues to do it through the Pentagon gate, setting up for the second switchback.
Watch Nurk do these turns. Oh!
We had some contact. It looks like Gab is out. Vanover in first. But Nurk and Vanover hit, and Nurk stays up. Nurk missed the gate.
Shaggy hit the gate.
There is absolute chaos. That leaves Duncan out in front, followed by Fluxy.
Fluxy going on the inside, trying to take the turn away from Duncan. Not fast enough.
Oh, this is amazing. Duncan in first.
What a beautiful turn.
Fluxy in second.
Duncan's got this dialed. Look at Fluxy now slowing down, but he can catch up on the skygate if he pushes. Oh.
Duncan wins the first heat of final. Fluxy second, Vanover third.
Who win? You did?
No, I got hit on my first lap.
I win?
Duncan, a fantastic job focusing on what he needed to do, securing his win.
That was my worst flight ever, and I took a win in the final. I don't know why. Thanks God. Thank you. Woo! I don't even understand what's happening.
AJ, Duncan is in the golden heat.
I don't even know.
That first heat started in standard fashion.
Vanover had the early lead, followed by Nurk and Gab. Then Gab had a bobble in the first switchback and fell to last place. Nurk had a fantastic second switchback and caught Vanover. Nurk carried more speed through the Diamond Gate and collided with Vanover. Nurk flew on, while Vanover was knocked way offline.
Then, cue the chaos.
Nurk was first through the Sky Gate with a world of room, but he missed the South Gate. As he was circling around to go through, Duncan and Fluxy passed, and then Shaggy hit the gate.
Fluxy almost caught Duncan at the square gate.
Duncan and Fluxy had a large lead over Nurk and Vanover approaching the Swatch Gate on lap 2. Fluxy had a brilliant switchback, but Duncan was just a little too fast and pulled away the rest of the heat.
Duncan, you said some of that was some of your worst flying. What are you talking about? You clinched into the golden heat. You won.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I stopped really bad. I was, like, battling, and after I was like, nobody's in front of me, so I just kept going. I was like, did somebody win before me? And they were like, no, you won. I was like, oh, I don't know why.
This is tight and exciting racing. How does it compare to your other experiences?
It's like, it's getting harder and harder and harder every single hit. It's like drone racing it's amazing. It's amazing.
Some of these pilots try and maintain their calm, but you are clearly letting your emotions go. How do you calm yourself back down before the next race?
I don't do. I just trying to get on the top and stay on the top, and when it's done, it's done. I just like keep my pressure on. I just like, whoa, because like that take all my breath out, but the race is all inside.
All right, congratulations. You are in the Golden Heat.
Thank you. I'm in the Golden Heat!
Duncan has made it to the emotional mountaintop. Now he's hoping he can make it back to the top of the sport. He won 3 levels last season, and he's put himself in position to win one this year. Duncan, after 1 heat, is in the Golden Heat.
So Duncan's on fire.
Scary.
This is not what I wanted to see.
Well, he's not on fire yet. He's hyped up.
He's hyped up and not on fire. It's a good point. Just wait though, now he's got that energy.
Well, yeah, that does help.
He benefited from our mistakes big time though. It's all good, let's race him.
Tony, at this point, these pilots could almost fly this course blindfolded, but I think you'd probably advise against that. Run us through the intricacies of the track.
Pilots launch northwest through gate number 1. Now they'll continue through the north gate and turn right toward the swatch gate and the first switchback to the square gate to the Pentagon gate. Then it's up to the east gate and the second switchback into the concourse and the diamond gate. They then climb to the sky gate and dive to the south gate and the start of the next lap. On the last lap, they dive straight from the sky gate to the finish.
I love the course so much. It's the same track as level 3, which is awesome.
This course is really fast. Like, we're constantly battling against each other in the straights.
There's several lines through those switchbacks. I think the first one is the really critical one. If you mess the first one up at the swatch gate, you lose so much time.
And then finally, the sky gate is really, really scary.
One heat raced and 1 pilot booked to the Golden Heat, Duncan. But we're just getting started here in the finals of Level 4 Allianz Field. Heat 2 coming up. The Drone Racing League, brought to you by Allianz, global leaders in asset management, investments, and insurance. By the U.S. Air Force, Aim High, and by Swatch. Welcome back to the DRL Allianz World Championship. We're at Allianz Field in St. Paul, Minnesota. Very early on in the finals of Level 4, but already Duncan, with his 1 win, has clinched his spot in the Golden Heat.
Can we go directly to the Golden Heat? Like, I'm ready. Right now.
He's just fun to watch, isn't he, Tony? I mean, and he is great for this sport.
He is so excited, so amped up, so animated. I love that positive energy. Look, the guy's got his line dialed. He knows what to do. He's just got to continue to execute it.
There were several mistakes in mid-airs in that first heat.
Yeah, Duncan certainly benefited from that. Nurk and Vanover were well ahead of him early in that heat until their mid-air. For Duncan, a win is a win, but I don't think the others are going down easily.
Oh my gosh, that scared me.
Come on, Vanny, you're not a baby anymore. Nurk cannot carry you. Baby Vanny.
Stop. There's got to be some rule against that.
Let's give you our pilots and colors again. Vanover, the flashing disco drone. Nurk, the defending world champion in green. Gab 707 flies yellow. Duncan, the winner of the last heat. You'll see him in the Golden Heat. He flies white. The Swatch pilot, Fluxy, alternating red and white, and Shaggy in orange.
7, 6,
Final, Heat 2. All away cleanly. Vanover and Gab right there, first and second.
Look at him pushing.
They're into the switchback number 1. Swatch gate to the square gate. It's still Vanover in front, and now Duncan has moved into second. Switchback number 2.
Beautiful line from him as he takes these turns. He's doing a fantastic job staying in contention.
Through the diamond gate, up to the sky gate.
That's it!
Vanover with another crash. He's out. Duncan back in front. Gab in second. Fluxy third.
Duncan is just doing it, Craig. He's got it dialed in. He's taking these lines exactly how he needs to, from one to the next, just beautifully.
Duncan through the east gate would start switchback number 2. Gab in yellow in second. Fluxy in third. The concourse run. Duncan through the sky gate. He'll maintain his position and takes a second heat win in a row. Gab second. Fluxy third, Nurk fourth.
Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
Duncan riding high right now. A fantastic run from the Frenchman. He did it beautifully.
I finally found why I can pass you. Thanks God. Where'd you pass me? I cannot tell you. Did you hit me in the diamond gate? I passed you. Woo!
Now you're feeling the pressure. You only got 4 more heats, buddy.
I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, you're worried about it. You're real worried about it. He's worried. He's sweating. I can hear you shaking.
Second chance in these finals for all 6 to leave an imprint. And once again, Vanover with that great start off his first platform, but he couldn't maintain all the way through. Pressed by Gab at the beginning, and certainly Duncan right there.
I'm watching Vanover to see where his mistakes happened.
This was the concourse run. It was coming out of the concourse where Vanover crashed.
There it is.
That left Duncan in front, Gab in second, and Fluxy in third. They would stay that way all the way to the finish.
Vanover's mistake opened the door for Duncan, and he capitalized on that without a doubt. No problems from him. He threaded these turns beautifully, transitioning from one element to the next.
Well, in the previous finals of the 2019 season, we have not seen Vanover make unforced errors, but these other great pilots may be causing them. Credit Duncan for a second heat win.
Duncan, 2 for 2. You said you finally figured out where you can pass Vanover. He can't hear us. Tell me what you learned.
Oh, after the swatch gate, because he's the best one in the swatch gate, but he's not the best one on the next one. Like the gate that you have to turn around, the second one, is not good. Like I can like tie the turn and pass him.
Before this all started, he said that you were the one to watch. He's also trying to close in on your record of 3 level wins in a season. Your thoughts on that?
I just don't want to let him break my record. It's my record, and it's going to stay my record, I tell you.
All right, I know you're in the zone. I'll let you get back to racing.
Thank you.
Woo! 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 I get into his head.
Yeah. I can hear the tremble in his voice.
Good job, man. Respectful, 2 for 2.
I finally think I can beat you. Finally. Finally. Woo!
You missed a game. Lap 1.
No.
What?
Show me the GVO.
What? They just reviewed it.
Like, I want to see it.
Wait a minute.
I did not.
That gives me the win.
So Gab gets the win.
What? I want to see it.
Major upset.
Truck, give us the playback. There it is.
But I want to see it.
He's showing it. Look.
Oh, no!
I hate drone racing.
Oh, that's harsh. That's harsh. Harsh.
At least, Gab, you can say thank you.
Thank you, Duncan. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
That's what you call a free ticket.
In a dramatic turn of events, it was determined that Duncan missed a gate on lap 1. That's treated as a DNF right there, so Duncan moves to 6th place in that heat, and Gab 707 is credited with the win and will join Duncan in the golden heat. 2 races, 2 pilots in the golden heat, and plenty of drama here in the Level 4 finals. Heat 3, next. This is DRL, the drone racing lead. Welcome back to the finals of Level 4 Allianz Field. We're getting ready for Heat 3. Duncan won the first heat, and we all thought he won the second as well.
Duncan had won the second heat until it was reviewed by race officials and determined that Duncan flew over the east gate on lap 1 instead of through it. If you miss a gate, that's where your heat ends. So Duncan was moved to last place, and second place Gab was credited with the win.
Now that's going to shake everything up.
Yeah.
That's not what we need, more people in Golden Heat. We need less people in Golden Heat.
All right, let's go ahead and plug in.
Plug them in. Copy, plug in. Tech Ops ready the next 6 drones for racing.
Plugged in, waiting on LED.
Ryan, my tilt is way low.
My camera looks a bit low.
Can you wipe the lens?
2 is low.
1 and 2. 1 and 2.
Please put 1 and 2 on the ground for tilt check. 1 and 2. Tilt check on 1 and 2.
They're making sure the camera angle on the drones is set properly.
1 is good. 2 is good. Lens wipe on 6.
And the lenses are clean.
Wiping 6.
Yep, better.
Good. Let's race.
Let's look at our pilots and colors another time. Vanover in the disco drone. Nurk, the defending world champion, flies green. Gab 707 in yellow. Duncan, white. The Swatch pilot, Fluxy, alternating red and white. And Shaggy, orange.
7, 6,
Finals,
5,
Heat 3.
4.
They're all away. They're on the western run, and Vanover midair.
Gap down.
It's Vanover, Duncan, as well as Shaggy.
Look at him push. He's trying to make it happen as he goes through switchback 1.
Wow, Duncan's moved to the lead again. He's got Shaggy in second, Vanover now in third.
Duncan is smoking right now.
Duncan, true to his word, he has figured out that second switchback.
Duncan is just doing it. Uh-oh. He goes white.
Oh, Duncan missed the south gate. That leaves Shaggy in front. Duncan's still all over the place, but Shaggy has so much real estate between himself and Nurk, who's in second.
Oh, he's got to stay up. He can't get too confident now, not to mention he doesn't know how far back these guys are.
Only 1 win, and you're in the Golden Heat. Huge ramifications for Duncan. Up to the Sky Gates, and then it's the finish. Welcome to the Golden Heat, Shaggy.
Shaggy!
Got it.
Are we all gonna be in the Golden Heat?
Nicely done from Shaggy to hold on through that mess and staying focused throughout that run.
Oh man, I exploded so bad. I'm sorry, tech crew. I really just destroyed that quad.
Gab and Fluxy tangled before the first gate.
It was a strong start by all, which meant a crowd approaching gate 1. Gab and Fluxy were on the same line and collided. Gab was out immediately while Fluxy survived, but had to circle around to go through the gate.
Duncan passed Vanover in the first switchback.
Here's something we haven't seen much of. Duncan swung wider than Vanover, but somehow carried more speed into the square gate and made the pass. He was on fire and slowly pulled away from the pack. Shaggy passed Vanover in the second switchback, and then Vanover crashed out at the Sky Gate.
The south gate proved fatal again.
Duncan exited the Sky Gate off his normal line. He tried to correct, but hit the south gate. That put Shaggy all alone up front, and he closed out the heat with the easy win.
Shaggy made it into the Golden Heat. How excited are you?
Very excited. I mean, that's what I wanted. I want to get on the podium, and this has given me the chance to do it.
How does your racing feel right now?
Very good. I was feeling confident. I had a very fast start, so I was battling, I think, Duncan for the first place. Then he made a small mistake, so I can overtake, and then I had my path free to take the finish.
How much more contact are you seeing than you're used to?
A lot more, because all of these pies are very close. We've done this track in level 3 and now level 4 for semifinals and now finals. So everyone's on their line, everyone's just as fast. So especially that the first gates after the start, we're very close together. There are drones shooting over my head constantly. So that's very distracting, but yeah.
All right, well, congratulations. Let's get back to racing.
Yeah, thank you.
The Golden Heat is starting to get crowded. After 3 regular heats in these finals, 3 separate winners means Shaggy, Duncan, and Gab are in the Golden Heat for now. Fluxy, Nurk, and Vanover are left searching.
Shaggy, Shaggy, Shaggy!
Shaggy's what we call a sleeper. He's a nice guy, soft-spoken, and easy to underestimate. But deep down, he's a fierce competitor who seeks to excel in everything he does.
From the Netherlands, Shaggy.
This is the craziest thing you can do with a drone.
fly a DRL event against the best people in the world.
Shaggy in the top spot.
My favorite thing is the competition. You see someone that's faster than you,
Shaggy takes it.
and that's always pushing you to push your own limits and to go faster as well.
Shaggy!
It's just adrenaline-inducing and addictive.
We're here in a nature area very close to my home. This is where I go and practice and train sometimes. It's quite deserted, so there's no way I can harm anybody, but there's lots of open fields, but also trees that are very near to each other, so it's a perfect training ground. Oops. Small issue here. You crash it, you fix it.
Every time I attend something, then I want to be at the top. My personality forces me to push that extra mile and try to get there.
We're halfway through these finals, Tony. Shaggy has a win, Gab has a win, Duncan has a win. Who doesn't have a win? Vanover.
A 6-up golden heat is potentially gonna happen.
It's not like Vanover to make significant mistakes, period. Not to mention 3 heats in a row.
We gotta figure it out.
This shows how much the mental factor is. These pilots fly so close to the physical limitations of the drone that even the tiniest distraction can lose them a race.
These next few heats will be an interesting test for the rookie. Does it bring him down? Can he turn it around?
8, 7, 6.
Finals, heat 4. 6 up and away. The Western run yet again. Vanover once again as they take the turn through the North Gate in first position. He's followed by Gab. Into switchback number 1. They'll go through the square gate, drop down to the Pentagon gates.
Look at Gab closing in, takes the pass.
Gab got the pass on Vanover. Vanover passes right back. They're along the concourse.
It looks like Gab's got it. They're neck and neck, Craig.
Vanover and Gab through the Skygate. Gab is done. Hit the Skygate. That leaves Vanover in front, followed by Nurk and Green second.
Nurk's in striking position. If he can take some tight lines through switchbacks 1 and 2, he should be putting himself in position to strike into first.
Vanover through the Pentagon Gate. This is the second switchback where some of the other pilots feel he is vulnerable, but no one close here. Down the concourse. He'll go through the Diamond Gate, up to the Skygate, and guess what? The level 3 winner, Vanover, is in the Golden Heat. Nurk takes second, Duncan third.
Tried.
Looks like Vanover has gotten out of that slump. He comes in with a vengeance to take the win. Nicely done.
Sent some prayers up, we focused, we did it.
He just got lucky at crash.
4 heats, and now 4 pilots in the Golden Heat. Vanover led at the start and the finish, but Gab had a chance.
Vanover was first to the Swatch Gate, and for the second heat in a row, he got passed through the Square Gate. Gab took a similar line to Vanover, but was tighter on the second U-turn and made the pass. Vanover stayed aggressive and passed Gab through the second switchback. The two were side by side down the concourse until Gab hit the Skygate, ending his run. Nurk did his best to catch Vanover on lap 2, but Vanover made no mistakes and took his first win of these finals.
Yes!
Vanover, confidence is one of your biggest assets, but how are you feeling that it took this long to get your spot in the Golden Heat?
Really not confident. I have got into the Golden Heat the first try of the first 3 levels I've done here, so to get to Heat 4 before I did it, that was a little disconcerting to me, or concerning to me rather. I knew there was a lot on the line. I knew I could beat these guys. That was the problem for me, is those 3 races, I was always in the lead when I made a mistake. So it felt good. I sent a quick prayer up. I felt like my dad was on my side that time, just telling me, remind me just to stay calm and just have fun and fly your own race and know that some of these things are out of your control. And I went out there and took the win. I'm feeling much better.
It was tight early on with you and Gab. How did you edge him out?
I knew he was going to have a really clean, fast line re-entering the stadium. I've always taken a really sharp, aggressive line, but it's not necessarily the fastest, so I knew I had to take a quick turn just to get in front of him so he could, blast it with my disco drone, and then I took a nice, smooth line entering the stadium, so I knew he couldn't catch me.
All right, Vanover, congrats. You are in the Golden Heat.
Vanover, knowing at times he can throw up a optical screen, whether or not that's what threw Gab off, we're not going to know at the moment. But the results, Vanover takes heat number 4, and you just heard it. He's very relieved to finally have his spot in the Golden Heat. We now know 4 pilots will be there. The Golden Heat is getting crowded, and there are still 2 chances for Nurk and Fluxy to qualify also. Heat 5 coming up. This is DRL, the Drone Racing League. Welcome back to the DRL Allianz World Championship. We're at Allianz Field in the Twin Cities of Minnesota. Getting ready for heat number 5 of our finals of level 4. 4 men are already in the Golden Heat.
4 people in the Golden Heat, that's not good.
I was flawless. I can't, it's the launch. Every time I launch, I'm back to 5th. I can't figure out how to fix it.
Nurk better figure it out soon. He's one of the 2 pilots not in the Golden Heat.
Nurk does need to launch better. He also needs to tighten his lines and stop making mistakes.
Let's make it a 6-way, boys.
It's already going to be a really crowded Golden Heat. I don't know if I want 6. Yeah, I don't know if I want 6.
That will be interesting.
All 6 pilots have a lot at stake right now, but there are 2 distinct camps.
Right? Vanover, Gab, Duncan, and Shaggy need to win for start podium placement in the Golden Heat. Nurk and Fluxy need to win to get in the Golden Heat.
Let's talk about Gab. Technically, he has a win because Duncan missed that gate, but he crashed out the other 3 heats.
Gab is almost always near the front at some point in each race, but he has made several unforced errors, which is not like him. He needs to lose the frustration, stay positive in the present heat.
Our pilots and colors. The winner of the last heat, Vanover, flies the disco drone. Nurk, who we were just talking about, flies green. Gab 707 in yellow, Duncan in white, Fluxy, the Swatch pilot, alternating red and white, and Shaggy,
10,
orange.
9, 8, 7, 6.
Finals,
5,
Heat 5.
4.
Only 2 more regular heats of level 4. Vanover in front, Gab in second, and then it's a fight for third.
Nurk had such a great start in the first position, but then dropped way back. But look at Vanover just gaining the extra ground here.
He found an extra gear coming out of switchback number 2. Everyone else playing catch-up. Gab in second place.
Nurk crashed.
Nurk is gone. Vanover through the south gate, started lap number 2. Gab in second, Duncan third, Fluxy fourth.
Well, the transitions in the next section is going to make or break whether or not Gab can catch up, and he swings wide there.
Vanover got his confidence boost with the last heat win. His confidence is going to be sky high if he goes 2 in a row on the concourse a final time. Gab cannot close the gap at the moment. Up to the sky gate, and Vanover drops in for his second win, just ahead of Gab, Duncan, Fluxy, and Shaggy.
I did a roll instead of a flip. I got scared I was going to crash.
That one was flawless.
We're gonna need insurance on that Condor cam, I think.
Yeah, I saw that right in front of me.
I think I just did the fastest switchback on that first lap.
First switchback was insane.
My
I was
first
right on you.
switchback,
I was
there
like-
was no way it was going to catch me on that. I knew it.
I did mine. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that one. And then I see you already at the Pentagon, and I'm like,
Watch the replay. Just wait for it.
That heat was Vanover, Gab, Duncan in that order.
Vanover took the lead through gate 1 with Gab right behind him until the first switchback. Vanover's line was perfect, and he gained nearly half a second over Gab. Gab was able to keep it close the rest of the race, but Vanover was just too fast and won his second heat in a row.
Vanover, a little piece of magic happened over in the Swatch gate. Walk me through it.
The fastest swatch skate / switchback for sure. I just felt really good after that win. It just felt like everything was clicking into place, and all of a sudden I just took a really fast line through there, and I just knew instinctively, I'm like, there's no way anyone's gonna catch me at this point. It's too fast. The second lap I did the same exact thing. It felt really good, actually.
There's an opportunity to chase down a legacy, which is 3 level wins in a season. What does that mean to you?
Wow, I haven't really thought about that. That's great. Don't get me wrong. 3 level wins, that's wonderful. I guess no one's done that. For me, my eyes is on the prize, World Championship. That's what people are going to remember. I am here to win. I'm here to get those points. That'd be another awesome title to add to my resume. But that doesn't concern me. I'm here to win. I'm here to get this championship title, and that's it.
Congratulations. We'll see you in the next heat.
Just to clarify, 3-level wins has happened before. It was Duncan last season. Duncan knows he did it. Vanover yet to find out. Let's look at the results after heat number 5. We already knew Vanover was in the golden heat. A second heat win. We've got Gab 707, Duncan and Shaggy in the golden heat as well. Fluxy and Nurk are down to their final chance coming up.
Ooh, Gab, you were right behind. Good grief.
Yeah.
You were right there.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You had a really, really good run. I was there waiting for it.
Well, my second lap's always a bit slower. That's where you start. You always creep up.
It's weird though. I'm usually the first lap kind of guy.
Vanover said his first switchback that heat was the fastest ever. He does have the record, but it was back in Heat 4 of the Level 3 finals. But let's take a deeper look at what the pilots have to do there.
The switchback between the swatch gate and the square gate requires 2 aggressive but different U-turns, each with extreme precision. The goal is to minimize distance traveled while maximizing speed. The ideal line has pilots performing a vertical U-turn through the swatch gate and a horizontal U-turn through the square gate. Approaching the swatch gate low, pilots pitch up while they roll and yaw left through the gate with full throttle. This allows the drone to halt forward momentum and elevate over the gate. They pitch down and roll right to begin accelerating back toward the square gate in the shortest possible distance. The U-turn at the square gate happens prior to passing through the gate. Pilots roll and yaw right while pitching up slightly with full throttle before the gate to slow the drone and pass just in front of the gate. Then they pitch down while rolling back to level to accelerate through the gate. Any delays in these maneuvers force the drone to fly a longer line, which is slower. Passing to the right of the swatch gate in the first U-turn is safer but slower. Mistiming any of these maneuvers can cause the pilots to hit the swatch gate or the square gate.
4 pilots are in the golden heat. Nurk and Fluxy are not. They have one more chance to win. The last regular heat of the Level 4 finals. Next. This is DRL, the drone racing league. Welcome back to Allianz Field here in St. Paul, Minnesota. We are down to our final regular heat in the finals of Level 4. 4 pilots already in the golden heat. 2 are trying to earn their way there. And 1 man has 2 wins. That's Vanover.
Vanover had a rough start here, and we wondered if he'd be able to turn it around. Well, he did. Great launches, tight lines, and no mistakes the last 2 heats.
Problem is you win this one, then you come in there hot. I know it.
I'm always hot.
Yeah, okay. And the conversation's ended.
It worked.
Let's go back to Gab. He was right behind Vanover last heat, but couldn't close out the win. Now that's become a theme for him.
For nearly 2 years, Gab has been the so close but not quite pilot. Since winning Level 2 in 2017, he's finished on the podium 8 times, but never on the top step. This is a dry spell he's burning to end.
You know, life's unfair sometimes, and it's one of the things that, defines a bit who you are. How I've performed in the last few seasons, I know that I can consistently be faster than everybody. I've just not been very lucky. I'm not getting pushed down by it or anything. I know it's how you can step up from that. That really makes a decision on who you are and how things evolve for you. I want to win because I know I can do it. I have the ability to beat everybody, so it's just a matter of keeping my training regimen going. It's usually 2 parts of the training that have to come together. For example, when you go play a poker game, you get your 2 cards at the start. For me, that's the amount of practice that I can do. And the more I practice, the better my cards when I start the game. But then once you're playing, there's a bit of luck, there's a bit of reading your opponents, see what they're going to play. You need all those 3 parts together. You need luck, you need skill at the start, and you need to make the right choices. It's something that's in my reach. I just need to reach out and, grab it.
Gab is already in the golden heat. A win here would give him a better start position. For Nurk and Fluxy, it's win or go home.
7, 6,
Finals,
5,
Heat 6. Last chance for Fluxy and Nurk. Vanover through first, Gab right behind him. We have seen this before. Into switchback number 1, it starts with the swatch gate. Vanover with the cleanest line again. Through the square gate, he drops through the pentagon gate and onto switchback number 2.
Gab and Nurk looking for a chance to catch up, but it's just not happening so far.
It's hard to catch up against a lead and a pilot like that. Vanover through the sky gate.
Look at
Gab
Gab.
a second. He's going for it on the west run.
Gab did make that pass.
Gab did it. Wow, that was amazing, but Vanover passes right back.
Look at Vanover's line through the switchback. It's so fast.
Into switchback number 2. Vanover staying in front. Gab made a pass the last time they were in this position. Can he do it again? Vanover up to the sky gate. The dive to the finish. And Vanover gets another
did I
win.
get it?
Gab second.
You did.
Nurk third.
You did. Yep.
Good, dude.
I was just right on you.
You came, that second lap you passed me. Good racing, man. You came up out of nowhere, man. Heck yeah. Good racing, boys.
That was just a gorgeous run from Vanover. The way he handles the swatch gate, the switchback number 1, the switchback number 2, the sky gate, he's doing it all on this track.
Vanover looked to repeat the previous heat, but Gab surprised him at the start of lap 2.
Vanover took the whole shot and held the lead the entire first lap with Gab and Nurk in chase. Vanover bobbled a little through the sky gate while Gab was perfect. Gab carried more speed into the western run and passed through gate 1. But watch Vanover's line to the swatch gate. He cut that turn perfectly, and by the time they were through the switchback, Vanover had the lead for good, closing out the regular heats with the hat trick.
Vanover, you said it feels like you're almost out of your own body. What's going on?
I'm doing this for my dad. I'm doing this for the Lord. This is his plan, not mine. I'm just a servant here. I'm ready just to be here and race my line, and I feel great right now. I had a really rough start in finals. I just was praying, and I feel good now, and it's not like I expected I would feel, so it feels really out of body to me. It feels like he's in control, not me. I feel like my dad's right there with me right now. It's a really just nice feeling. Regardless of what happens here in a few minutes, it's just a great feeling.
You mentioned your line. In particular, I want to ask you about the sky gate. It looks like you're taking 2 different approaches on the 2 different laps. Why?
So I think that on the first lap, when you're going on to lap number 2, the gate that you head to, the simple square gate after the sky gate, is to the left. Now, I'm scared to do a front flip. I did it in finals, and I just completely wrecked a drone. I tried it because I knew these guys, it was a bit faster. But when I roll, I can almost roll straight to the angle that I need to go to next. When I go onto the final gate, it's straight ahead after the sky gate. And you can get an extra little blip of speed if you push the nose down, versus rolling is creating drag on the propellers and slowing you down. And that's kind of my mentality with it.
Congratulations on another win, and we will see you for more racing in a moment.
For sure.
The regular heats of the Level 4 finals have been completed. We know there will be 4 pilots in the Golden Heat. Vanover, Gab 707, Duncan, and Shaggy have one more heat to determine the Level 4 champion.
What was the pace on that? 54. No, that was another record-setting heat. He's not going to have how many of those in a row? No, he just did 3 of those in a row. Oh well.
Gab is worried about his odds in the Golden Heat against Vanover, Duncan, and Shaggy. The conclusion of the Level 4 finals next. The Drone Racing League, brought to you by Allianz, global leaders in asset management, investments, and insurance. By the U.S. Air Force, Aim High, and by Swatch. We've made it to the Golden Heat here in the finals of Level 4 Allianz Field. We've got 4 pilots here. Vanover, Gab 707, Duncan, and Shaggy.
It's like the corners and then the center.
We know how well Vanover can fly, and because he was so successful in these finals, Tony, he's going to have an advantage based on which podium he starts from.
Vanover's 3 wins give him a 3-podium advantage over Gab, and that's huge.
6 regular heats, Gab won the second one, and he's been close, it seems, in every other one. How does he beat Vanover here?
He's got to tighten it up in that first switchback. If he could do that, he'll be a real threat to Vanover.
4 pilots. The winner of this next heat is the Level 4 champion. Vanover starts on podium 1, Gab 707 on podium 4, Duncan podium 5, and Shaggy 6. Finals, Golden Heats. The other pilots have some real estate to make up against Vanover. Vanover definitely first as he turns through the north. Oh!
Already carnage, Duncan's out!
Duncan's out. Vanover in front, Gab in second, Shaggy in third.
Gab slowing down from that switchback. That doesn't help him, but he's able to gain a little bit of ground coming out of that switchback number 2.
Now to run along the concourse. This is where Gab was able to make a surge the last heat. Vanover's going to try to hold him up. Oh, and Vanover's out! Unforced error from Vanover. Gab and Shaggy, the only 2 pilots up. One of them will win this level. Gab in front. Through the first switchback. That's the square gate, down into the Pentagon gate. One more switchback to go.
Gab cannot let go of this. He's got to be mindful that if he makes any bit of mistake, it could cost him.
The concourse. He'll go through the Diamond Gate, up to the Sky Gate, the dive to the finish. Gab 707, your winner of Level 4.
So proud of you, man.
Woo! What an emotional win for Gab 707 to wait for that unforced error from Vanover, and he capitalizes on that mistake, holds on to the win all the way through.
The drought is over. Vanover was in position to repeat until he wasn't.
Vanover had the early lead and looked unstoppable on lap 1 until the Sky Gate. He mistimed his barrel roll through the gate and swung wide. He tried to correct, but hit the seats instead.
Vanover's crash opened the door for Gab.
Gab flew a great heat from start to finish. When Vanover crashed, Gab was well in front of Shaggy. He stayed clean, smooth, and fast the rest of the heat, earning his first level championship since early 2017. Well done.
Gab, you're known as one of the most consistent pilots in drone racing, but the last level win for you was in 2017, Level 2 Atlanta Aftermath. How does it feel to be back on top?
You know, I can't believe this. You know, my just gratitude at this moment. I can't, you know, thanks so much to everyone who's believed in me. Thanks to my girlfriend, family. It's been so long coming, and people have been telling me, you know you deserve this. You gotta get it, and to finally make it, I just can't.
Why do you believe that you deserve it?
I don't know. 2 years ago, I was leader in the season. Jet overtook me at the last possible moment and beat me. Last year, I was feeling strong. I had the course record on the track, and the golden heat just went over in a snap like this. And I know I have the speed. I know I just need to keep it together and find the right formula for me. I've worked actually really hard. I've found a new way of training, I will admit. And I think that was really, really determining a factor for me tonight, and that's huge.
Well, on behalf of all your fans and us here at DRL, we're all very proud of you and congratulations, and we can't wait to see what's next.
Thanks so much.
Woo! The final results. Gab 707 is your Level 4 Allianz Field champion. Shaggy in second, Vanover third. An emotional win for Gab that was 2 years in the making and bumps him up in the season standings. After 4 levels, Vanover remains in first with 13 points. Gab moves into second with 8, and Nurk sits in third with 5. Let's go down to Rory.
Congratulations to our Level 4 champion, Gab 707. Let's go.
Congratulations again to Gab 707. Please join us next time and keep up with all the DRL action on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. For Tony Niddle, Rory McKernan, and our entire crew, I'm Craig Hummer. Thanks for watching.